Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Fairy Tale, Opening Double Kamui. Chapter 61. What? There's a power of attorney missing. Which idiot would take such a dangerous thing? Everyone was discussing. Everyone should know the danger of S-Class. It's a cat with wings. Laxus said playfully on the second floor with his feet on the table. Happy. That's Natsu and Lucy. How come? What are the two of them trying to do? I didn't expect them to be so stupid. Everyone didn't believe it at first, but once they heard that it was Natsu, it would be fine. Anything is possible, but this is a violation of the regulations. Laxus obviously thought of this too, with a playful look on his face. Old man, this is a serious violation of the regulations. You will expel them from the guild when they come back, right? Or, never come back at all. Mirajan couldn't stand it anymore, and walked in front of Laxus angrily. Laxus, you saw why you didn't stop them. At that time, I thought it was a stray cat, who knew it was happy. I didn't expect Natsu to dare to accept the S-level mission without authorization. Mira looked at Laxus with a gloomy face. Her beautiful eyes were full of anger, and the stupid on her shoulder also bared her teeth at Laxus. Eating fish will be less fun without that stinky cat. Hey, it's been a long time since I saw your expression. What's the matter? Are you still playing the game of you and me with Qian Guang? I still like your little witch look better. Laxus was not afraid, and looked at him with a teasing smile. This is very troublesome. Which order is it? The president crossed his arms and asked, and he didn't regard this as a big deal in his tone. Just chase it back. It takes a little effort to find the target for S-level missions. The cursed island, Galuna Island. What? The one who wasn't too worried just now opened his eyes wide. Everyone in the guild had also heard of the name of Galuna Island, and they were very surprised and worried. Laxus, go and chase Natsu and the others back. The president is very worried that it will be difficult to find it after going to sea. How is it possible, old man? I still have tasks to do later, and there are still many people in the guild who can wipe your ass for you. Look for Qian Guang, he cares about people the most. The president looked at him angrily. Qian Guang hasn't returned from Poliusica's place yet. Go and stop them first. Mila, go find Qian Guang. President, I'm going to chase him back, he's just a fire player. Gray stood up. He didn't think he couldn't beat that fire player. ... As soon as Mira and Gray left, Qian Guang appeared in the guild with a big syringe. Hey, what happened? Why are you so depressed? Where is Mira? Forget it, President, help me get the task of Galuna Island. I saw it last time. My potion is only short of the devil's blood. Gia. Qian Guang held a large needle in his hand, and there was still fresh blood on the needle, looking like a big villain. Boom. The president punched Qian Guang on the head. You were not there when I was looking for you just now. The mission of Galuna Island was stolen by Natsu and the others. You came just in time to chase it back. By the way, isn't Galuna Island cursed? Huh, what curse? Aren't they all demons? Qian Guang just went to ask the little succubus for blood, but the blood of a demon was too little, and the little succubus was drained by himself, and it was still a lot worse. The little succubus was very afraid of the big needle, and told herself that Galuna Island was full of demons, and she would definitely be able to satisfy herself. Gangdu. Gray, who caught up, was successfully knocked out by Natsu, packed and brought to the boat. Natsu, we're really going to be fine like this? Lucy was a little worried, afraid of being kicked out of the guild or something. Don't worry, I will definitely complete the S-level mission to impress them. Uncle, let's go. The target, Sigma_Angle, vomit. Lucy looked at Natsu, who started to vomit as soon as she got on the boat with black lines all over her head. She felt that she was on a boat of thieves, and she regretted it very much. The next day, it feels like we've missed out on them, so don't eat so much along the way. Just pull if you eat. There's not even a boat here. Nonsense. How can you blame Mr. Gui? You also ate a lot. It was Benben and Qian Guang who were chasing after them, but they both wore sunglasses as if they were on vacation. You, grow bigger, let's float over. No, Master Turtle can't swim. Can't you fly? You just fly over, and teleport over. Hey, isn't it tiring to fly? You don't need coordinates for teleportation. You can just say a name and go. Then if you don't know the coordinates and how we will get there, Mr. Gui will know that Mr. Gui should sleep at home. Master Turtle was very desperate. Why did he want to come to find that stupid cat at that time? Hey, you're so useless. Qian Guang was also very desperate, careless, how to get to so many islands, there is not even a boat, huh? Suddenly he saw a ship in the distance. Qian Guang grabbed Benben and teleported to the boat. On the sea, a small boat set off again towards Galuna Island. The uncle with the devil's arm was very happy at first, and finally found a few kind-hearted wizards willing to help Galuna Island lift the curse. He will be able to return to his hometown soon, and he decided to sail for the last few days. After all, a job must have a beginning and an end, and he can't suddenly quit. In the end, he was hijacked by a black-haired young man. The fool was so fierce that he bit himself without saying a word. The most important thing is that the young man said that this is a poisonous, and he has been poisoned, but that fool didn't even bite the wound. He felt that he should have encountered a mental illness, but he didn't seem to be able to beat them, so he waited online to see if he should send them to Galuna Island. Qian Guang felt that the boatman must have taken a detour, otherwise why the boat he took during the day has not arrived yet at night. He looked at the stupid on his shoulder. Sure enough, using him as poison was a failed decision. If it wasn't for not knowing the direction, he would have thought of paddling by himself. On the other side, Urza also packed his things and set off for Galuna Island. Although the president said that Qian Guang had already left, she was still worried about Natsu and Gray, because she had no mission and wanted to catch them back. An S-level mission split 3 waves of people. My friend, I want to ask what you are doing on Galuna Island. When he was about to reach Galuna Island, the uncle who was rowing suddenly made a sound. After all, this man and beast did not look like good people, so he chose a place that was close but could not see Galuna Island to inquire. If he wanted to hurt the island, he would change places directly. Ah, don't worry uncle, there were a few magicians who sneaked out before, I'll catch them and remove the curse by the way. Well, he continued to move towards Galuna Island. Although he didn't really believe it, and didn't even want to pull him, it was estimated that this person would still arrive at Galuna Island from other places. It's better to pull him to the other side far away from the village. How long will it take, uncle? You won't take a detour and prepare to charge more money. Hee, how could it be? You can see Galuna Island in a while. Late at night, Qian Guang finally saw Galuna Island, sitting for nearly a day. Although it is sitting in the afternoon, it is also a day to round up. He really didn't want to delay here any longer, he wanted to sleep. Hey. Qian Guang smiled and took out the big needle from the space. Uncle, your magic power does not feel human. He stabbed it straight away. Ah, Galuna Island morning. Forest. Is there really any other way than destroying the moon? Even if you don't have it, you have to think of a way. You can't really destroy the moon, so you won't be able to enjoy the moon in the future. Yeah, Fairy Tale's moon viewing limited steak will also be missing. Hey, there is also limited salt grilled fish. Come on, these people are already thinking about the things after destroying the moon. Be careful that someone will destroy you on behalf of the moon. Natsu and his team set off early to find a way to break the curse after a passionate night in the Devil's Village yesterday. But apparently they are still wandering around now. Chi. Sudden, out of the forest came a fat mouse who had been naked in an apron. Exclamation mark. Mouse. How could there be such a big mouse? Hurry up and get rid of him, that's what she said. Lucy, who was staying in the clock, said in horror, not knowing when Happy also ran in. The huge mouse directly attacked with bad breath. Gray originally thought it was a physical attack and wanted to use the ice shield to defend it, but he didn't expect it to be a magical attack. A group of people were all attacked, including Lucy and Happy who stayed in Celestial Spirit, and they don't know if it's time or it can't stand the magic attack. A group of people were chased by the huge mouse and ran to the side of a tent. Why is there a tent here? Don't worry about it, let's go first. The mouse chased after it closely, laughing wildly from time to time, spraying a mouthful of magic attacks. Ah! Qian Guang and Benben, who were sleeping on the tree, suddenly smelled a stench. He appeared here as soon as he came ashore after drawing the uncle's blood yesterday. After entering, he found that he couldn't sleep well, so he came out to set up a tent. Who knew that he hadn't woken up yet, and smelled a foul smell first? The angry Qian Guang threw Ben towards the source. Qian Guang, I am you, Mr. Turtle. Ben couldn't take it anymore, and instantly became bigger. Grumble. The maid mouse watched the tortoise, which was bigger than itself, fall down, screamed in horror and wanted to escape, but unfortunately she didn't. Boom. I directly pressed a +1, and mosquito-repellent eyes appeared, only one pokeball was missing. Stupid. Seeing that the big mouse had been dealt with, the escaped people also stopped, looking at Ben in surprise. Yo, silly cat, you're not dead yet. Ben shrunk slowly and turned into a miniature turtle again. When we met, it was a very friendly greeting. You just died. Lucy grabbed Happy, who wanted to go up and argue. If Ben is here, then it will prove. A group of people looked at the position of the tent. Hoo. Well, although they didn't see anyone, they were sure it must be Qian Guang. Natsu and Gray took 2 steps back silently, and Happy even grabbed Ben and put it on his chest. Hey, what's the matter with you? Lucy looked at them a little strangely. It couldn't be Urza inside. Remember that they had similar expressions when she saw Urza for the first time. Hey, Lucy, come here quickly, don't wake Qian Guang up. Natsu and Gray are also afraid of some other things besides Urza, for example, Qian Guang after being disturbed to sleep. Before Qian Guang studied potions too late, when he was sleeping at home during the day, Natsu and the others suddenly came to the door and said that there was going to be a banquet, which woke up Qian Guang, who was sleeping. He almost turned the banquet into his own memorial service, and even the chairman suffered a lot. In the entire guild, when Mira woke Qian Guang up, he didn't wake up, but would rely on Mira like a kitten. Natsu and the others thought it was because of their childhood, so they asked Alfman to try again. Anyway, Alfman felt quite burly that day, a little taller than usual, but he would hurt very much when others touched him. After hearing their explanation, Lucy retreated back and forth immediately, as if there was some wild beast in the tent. Well, shall we wait here? Lucy asked weakly while hiding behind Natsu. She suddenly felt that this was harder than being chased by a mouse just now. What are you waiting for? Qian Guang must have come to catch us back. We can't be caught by him. Let's go to the temple next to us. After Gray got on the thief ship, he quickly assumed the role, and took the lead to pass by the tent lightly. Woo XX. The poor little turtle was abducted with his mouth covered. ... Natsu, don't run around. Really, it's so frizzy every time. After Gray and the others entered the temple, they originally wanted to explore around, but Natsu, a guy with a different brain circuit from ordinary people, started to investigate directly. A group of people successfully fell into the ground. The key is that he didn't know the lesson, and ran to explore excitedly. Those who didn't know thought that there was a treasure waiting for him. Gray and Lucy followed slowly, and they found Natsu at the corner, but what caught their eyes more was the huge ice block. Gray's eyes tightened sharply when he saw this familiar figure, and his memory returned to the time when he was a child in the icy and snowy world. It's Dai Leon. While Natsu and Lucy were still shocked by the demon's ferocious body and tall size, Gray directly called out the demon's name. How? Why is Dai Leon here? Impossible. It is absolutely impossible for him to appear here. Gray's emotions were a little agitated, and he was determined that Dai Leon could not be here. Calm down, Gray. You know, dear Leon is. Tread. While the 3 of them were still discussing, the sound of footsteps appeared, and the 3 of them, a cat and a turtle, quickly hid to observe. Outside the temple, uninvited guests were also welcomed at Qian Guang's tent. A small figure with a mask showing only his mouth appeared outside the tent. Hearing the voices in the tent, a smile rose from the corner of his mouth, and the ice blue magic circle in his hand lit up. Oh, ice modeling magic, this magic can't be said to be common. A joking voice sounded behind the masked figure. Qian Guang wanted to reach out his hand to catch this suspicious person, but unfortunately he dodged it. It's pretty awesome. He, it really isn't that easy to get. Of course, you think I'm an idiot like Natsu. By the way, this is not your true face. I'm more curious about your identity. Can you tell me about it? Or let me guess. Ice modeling magic is related to Gray. Before Qian Guang finished speaking, the masked man flung out a smoke bomb and fled. The masked figure was constantly shuttling in the forest. I was careless, how could I use the ice modeling magic, but there are still so many people using the ice modeling magic, and it is impossible for him to know my news. The goblin doctor is indeed difficult to deal with. He was just thinking that he should escape, when a figure with blood-colored eyes of Sangoyu appeared in front of him. Don't run away, I don't like to chat halfway. He really wanted to experience time magic. Urza also hijacked a pirate ship, and with his strong personality, he managed to get them to agree to take him to Galuna Island. Night. Boom. I have to say that this masked figure can escape quite well, but it is more of Qian Guang's cat and mouse mentality. He has always wanted to experience time magic, but it should be the effect of transformation magic that prevented her from displaying her full strength. Qian Guang directly trapped the masked man with the hurricane, and the two had already traveled a long way. Probably because he wanted to separate himself from Natsu and the others, so as not to let himself destroy his plan. But maybe he underestimated Natsu and the others, he didn't care about them at all, he came here for the blood of the devil. Besides, Ben is not as stupid as before. The goblin doctor is really hard to deal with. There was cold sweat breaking out from the top of the masked man's head, it was really troublesome, it was not a good day to go. I haven't finished what I said before. Gray had a master before, named but it probably wasn't you. Hey, I don't know what you're talking about, do you think they are the only ones who know how to create ice? That's not true, it's just that they are the only ones who know how to make ice and have a grudge against Dai Leon. You say yes, Altair. Boom. Hearing this name, the masked man was startled for a while, and then he stopped pretending, and powerful magic power gushed out. The figure has also undergone a huge change, from a wretched masked man to a gloomy and graceful girl. A crystal ball appeared beside Altair. Where did you hear that name? Oh, she is really a beauty. I didn't expect Mr. Judge to like to play this kind of spy. Do you or Jello want it, or does someone else want it? The more Altair listened, the more startled he became. He felt nothing when he said Jello, but he couldn't sit still when he heard about other forces. What else do you know? If you know anything, you need to sit down and talk. Qian Guang swung his fist and appeared beside Altair in an instant, but when he was about to hit, an ice wall suddenly appeared, allowing her to hide in it. The smoke dissipated, and all kinds of crystal balls greeted him. Qian Guang opened his crimson Sharingan, and while observing the magic circuit of the lost magic, he easily dodged all the attacks. This wave is called on-site teaching. Looking at Qian Guang's relaxed demeanor, Altair knew that it was a bit difficult. The arc of time couldn't work on creatures, and it was difficult to fight Qian Guang's close combat. Don't worry, little beauty, we have plenty of time to play slowly. Qian Guang stepped out of the smoke, that wanton smile seemed to be staring at his prey. On the other side, Natsu and others also fought with the gang of murderers who brought Dai Leon here. They found that the moonlight was shining on Del Leon through the purple magic circle, and they came out to look for the source, and met Zero Emperor and others who were performing the moon drop ceremony. Gray recognized that Lingdi who wanted to rescue Del Leon was his senior brother Leon. Leon, do you know what you're doing? Gray roared angrily. He didn't expect that his senior brother would want to release the demon that his master had sealed with his life. It's been a while, Gray. Compared to Gray's irascibility, Leon was much calmer. I didn't expect the people in the village to ask for help from the guild, let alone you. But it doesn't matter, it's the same for me, you go, I'm enough here alone. Leon gave instructions to his companions, and iced Natsu who was trying to catch up. Happy flew up with Lucy to find Qian Guang, but they left Ben by Gray's side. Gray kicked Natsu off the hill. What are you doing, Gray? That kind of magic could shatter ice and body together. Gray didn't want to hurt Natsu and kicked him out of the range of Leon's magic. You're doing fine, Gray. Please stop putting on airs like a senior. You are no longer disciple. You too, Gray, because has been dead for many years, and it was you who killed her. Gray. Leon took off his helmet, revealing a handsome face and a gray-white hedgehog head. How dare you mention her name? How arrogant. Leon seemed to remember when died. His eyes widened, and an icicle hit Gray's body mercilessly. Gray hit the wall in an instant, and stood up slowly from the pile of rubble. What? You can't attack me because of guilt? Then don't stop me. I won't bring you back to life with Leon. Gray didn't want the tragedy to happen again, or he was afraid of recalling what happened at that time. But this sentence also successfully angered Leon. It just so happens that the two of us haven't played against each other for a long time, Big Duck. Ice Shield. The modeling magic that Leon is good at is animal-like, which is relatively flexible, and he directly avoided Gray's ice shield attacking him. Shield. When Gray was about to be hit, a green magic shield lit up, and Ben appeared on Gray's shoulder, with a green light emitting from his back. HMPH. Mr. Gray is no longer the same as before. Mr. Turtle has been reborn. Perverted. Let's go, beat him up. Gray looked at Leon with a serious expression. He thought it would be easier to fight with Ben, but he wanted to stop Leon alone. He wanted to take Ben down, but he didn't move a bit. Gray, it's not that Mr. Turtle doesn't believe you. You want to watch Leon come back to life. Hurry up and get rid of him. What the hell did Qian Guang do? Natsu originally wanted to go back to help Gray, but when he saw the green magic shield, he chose to believe in Clumsy, and ran wildly in the forest to find the way back to the village. Hey, Lucy, do you think this trap really exists? HMPH, what are you talking about? My trap is perfect. Lucy is bragging in front of a shoddy trap that can be seen at a glance, but everyone disagrees, and anyone with an IQ greater than 5 is unlikely to fall into it. Boom. As soon as he finished speaking, a large ice cube fell into the trap. Now is the time to play this. Hey, it's Lucy. Adertisement. I didn't expect that someone would actually fall. I didn't believe it at first. Lucy looked desperately at Natsu in the pit. What a failure, why such a failure DTTB. But for some unknown reason, Natsu was shattered by the ice that Leon had frozen his body. Natsu, where's Gray? I don't know, but I'm probably still fighting that masked man. I think Ben is here, so I'll come back first. Suddenly a red villager noticed something in the sky. What is that? A huge mouse with a bucket is flying in the sky. Yes, the mouse is flying in the sky, and its tail is used as a propeller. Sky. Then what's the point of me digging holes? Lucy was still thinking about her hole. A drop of green liquid dripped from the bucket. Lucy stared blankly at the green. What is this? Jelly. Boom. Fortunately, Natsu threw her to the ground in time, and the green liquid dripped on the ground and corroded the soil directly. Scare. Lucy's face turned pale with fright, and there was still a bucket on it. Mouse on. The trio looked at the demon below and frowned. They didn't expect this magic to make people so ugly. They were completely demons. I didn't expect it to be so ugly and disgusting. Angelica, hurry up. Grumble. After hearing the order, the big mouse swung the bucket, and the green liquid poured down. Natsu looked at the sky gloomily. Everyone gather. Happy. Can you fly? Fire Dragon's Imperial Flame. Cough cough cough. A plump figure crashed into the tree, covered in lavender icy mist, with blood dripping from the corner of his mouth. She had to lament that it was indeed a monster that even Jello would be afraid of. It was simply terrifying. Maybe only his own president can take him down. Tread. It shouldn't just fall down like this. I still want to experience the lost magic. Qian Guang still had that laid-back look, and the wounds on his body had been healed long ago. Qian Guang's power was too buggy, and the Arc of Time couldn't work on creatures, so Altair was directly defeated by TNK. However, Qian Guang didn't resolve the battle immediately. He wanted to see if he could learn the Arc of Time. He used all his magic once, and indeed experienced the power of time magic, but it was still close. The magic circuit was always intermittent. Hey, guess why I want to take so long? Altair stood up clutching her chest. Just now Qian Guang punched her directly in the chest, and it felt quite good. Why, do you think other people can take care of Natsu and the others? Then you underestimate the fairy tale wizard a little too much. Although they are idiots, they are very strong in battle. Wooloo restored the broken crystal ball with an inexplicable smile on the corner of his mouth. He, haven't you noticed that the ritual of the moondrop is a bit bigger? When she saw Qian Guang, she knew that the original plan would definitely fail, so she directly used the life of the person performing the ceremony as a source of magic power to speed up the moon drop. Qian Guang looked in the direction of the temple, and it was indeed much larger than before. It seems that Dai Lion is about to wake up early. According to the normal plan, Dai Lion should wake up tomorrow, and at that time, he has already cleaned up Leon and others to collect the blood he needs. Do you think you can run away by yourself? Hee, you don't want to cause trouble for your guild either, and attacking judges for no reason is quite a crime. Qian Guang's eyes were cold, and with powerful magic power pressing on her body, she approached Altair step by step. Altair didn't hesitate, and looked at Qian Guang with a smile, but the cold sweat on her forehead showed the fear in her heart. Are you threatening me? No, it's just a suggestion. The two looked at each other for a long time, and when Altair couldn't hold on any longer, Qian Guang withdrew his magic power. Altair fell to his knees and gasped for breath. It's a good proposal, and I really don't want to do anything to you. Don't be so scared, I'm just here to learn. But today may not be suitable for studying, let's continue another day. Qian Guang took a look at Altair and then disappeared. He was going to see where they were going. Hoo, he's really terrifyingly strong. He's no worse than the Holy Ten, and he's the one at the top of the ranking. Altair hadn't calmed down yet, and while he was physically strong and did restrain his arc of time, there was nothing fake about the magic that terrified him. And those eyes are scary. If he learns again, his own magic will be copied. Thinking about the magic that I have studied for so long and paid so much to get, I almost let people learn it in a day. Monster. ... Village. Natsu, who had just tricked the dog into paralyzing himself with poisonous claws, also saw something wrong with the temple. He hesitated and chose to help Lucy. As soon as Natsu walked to the beach, he saw the angry Aquarius, and it was too late to run away. Happy. Fly. Natsu felt that the fight just now was not as dangerous as it is now, such a big wave. Why are you with me? After all, he still couldn't escape, and was involved in the whirlpool with Lucy and Sharia. The temple. Gray and Leon had already entered the interior of the temple from outside the temple, in front of Leon's seal. Gray looked at the unbroken ice in panic. Why did he recover? Leon was sitting on the ground. After all, he hadn't been able to play the combination of Gray and Clumsy. That fool shell was too hard, and how could the magic inside be able to attack, but the outside couldn't get in? But he looked excited at Dai Lion. He can finally prove himself. He wants to surpass He wants to defeat Dai Lion, who can only seal Step aside. Leon got up tremblingly. He wanted to prove himself, but Gray stood in front of him. You really think you beat me? Without that turtle, you would have been lying down long ago. He's mine. I must surpass Leon kept yelling. He didn't allow it. He absolutely didn't allow it. He still remembered that year. He also wanted to defeat Dai Lion, but that woman stood in front of him. This time, he must never be behind him again. It was you insisted on finding Leon. You killed Gray. Why did you stop me? Gray couldn't help shaking when he heard Leon's roar. What he said was exactly what he had been avoiding. He killed and has been acting like a coward, forgetting that he has been running away in the guild's greenhouse. He looked at the unbroken ice and remembered last words to him, I will become a block of ice and live forever. He gently took Bumble off his shoulder and placed it next to Leon, watching the ice on the ground melt with sadness in his eyes. What did you say turned into ice? It all turned into water. Roar. Dai Lion came to life. Gray didn't seem to hear it, but silently condensed the water into ice again, an ice rose, favorite flower. When he raised his head again, he looked at Leon with determination in his eyes. Let's make a break, together with Gray squatted down and crossed his hands forward, the cold air constantly pouring out from his side. Stop it, Gray. I tell you to stop quickly. Leon collapsed. His master left in front of him like this, and his junior brother also ended up like this in the end. The ice cube will melt again one day, and I will still challenge it. This is the only way. This is the only way to stop him. Boom. Gray just wanted to launch, absolute freeze, when he felt his head was hit. I said, Gray, do you have so little confidence in me? Qian Guang. Stupid and ecstatic. Finally he doesn't have to follow the pervert. This pervert has been beaten all the time, only the last wave of handsome. Qian Guang appeared behind Gray and threw him beside Leon. Look, I'll show you a great show. Roar. Facing the fist pulled by Dai Leon, Qian Guang acted lightly and just punched it with his fist. Crack. The collision of two fists is not a normal impact sound, but the sound similar to the cracking of ice cubes. I saw that Dai Leon's body kept cracking, and finally turned into rubble and fell into the hole. Qian Guang turned his head straight, grinned, and gave a thumbs up. Question mark question mark question mark opening parenthesis. Solve. Gray's and Leon's mouths kept opening wide, their eyeballs were about to pop out. Ben clearly heard two clicks, it seemed that someone's jaw was dislocated. Underground temple. How could it be that Dai Leon died in one pull? Punch. Gray and Leon couldn't believe the fact that Dai Leon, who was their nightmare, was punched to death by Qian Guang. Cut. Pretend, he didn't smash it at all. In the audience, only Ben is the most sober, he is the one who knows the power of Qian Guang best. Ah no, turtle, this grandson likes to punch his own turtle shell when he has nothing to do. It's also called exercising for Mr. Gui. Ah. Mr. Gui didn't even believe a word. You said it's okay if he can knock down that big thing, just smash it into pieces. What are you, Beidou Shengquan? Gray and Leon also realized, yes, how could it be possible to smash it directly? In an instant, the two of them looked at Qian Guang strangely. Seeing that his tricks were seen through, Qian Guang immediately became furious. If he caught the stupid ones, he would give out, and the stupid ones would foam at the mouth. Really, is it really important? The important thing is being handsome. It's a pity that my royal photographer is not here. Let him go to learn photography and still know how to eat and tear things apart in a day. So, De Leon is already dead. Leon knelt on the ground and said weakly, his hard work for so many years finally disappeared. Yeah, he died a long time ago, maybe it was Dai Leon's swan song just now. I have to say it's amazing, your master, you defeated such a terrible demon by yourself, and you are so lucky to have a master who protects you everywhere. Qian Guang sighed as he watched the ice cubes slowly turn into water and then poured out of the temple to the sea. Gray stared blankly, tears streaming down his face. He remembered what said to himself at that time. I will seal the darkness in your heart. Thank you, master. Leon hammered the ground angrily, his years of faith shattered. Hey, what is this? I will never be able to surpass her. I can't surpass her. Nah. While Leon was still pounding the ground, an ice rose appeared in front of his eyes. Looking up, a handsome man holding a wine bottle was handing himself an ice rose. Hey, if it's a girl, I probably won't be able to hold back. After all, Qian Love Master Guang is not called for nothing. But Leon was not a little girl, he took the rose tremblingly, and looked at Qian Guang suspiciously. Your junior brother did it himself, is really not dead. What's so good about surpassing Actually, you also know that is not the strongest. Why insist on defeating Dai Leon to surpass it? If you really want to go beyond, why don't you try to become the Holy Ten? Didn't become one at that time. Also, don't you want to take her to see more places, don't you want her to see what you have grown into? We should also let her see for himself how that former apprentice surpassed him, right? Qian Guang pointed to the rose on his hand. Leon stared blankly at the rose in his hand, protecting it even more carefully, he was afraid that the rose would break in the next second. But his worries were obviously unnecessary, the ice rose exuded a familiar and warm aura. Leon looked at Rose, as if he had returned to the time when was by his side when he was a child, and the three of them were undressing together in the snow to teach, and the corners of their mouths smiled unconsciously. Oh, what is this? What Gray did is too ugly, will be sad. Much more stable than your one-handed magic. That's still ugly. Qian Guang did not participate in the quarrel between their brothers, and took away the stupid who was watching the play, and the rest was their own business. Outside the temple. Ah, it's already dawn, really, I haven't slept all day. Fart, I don't know what time I wake up. Every time I don't let Mr. Gui sleep, I sleep better than anyone else. Opening parenthesis question mark. Oh, go. Qian Guang directly fired him like a cannonball. I don't need you, a talkative, why did you want to raise a fool at that time, Shang Da is better than him. Qian Guang, remember Master Turtle, Mr. Gui thought he was going to fly far again this time, so he uttered harsh words in the air, but he hit a cat with wings before flying very far. Ouch! Ha! Happy. Qian Guang was a little surprised. Why is Happy here? Natsu, they are over. Thanks to the stupid cat, Mr. Gui will save you a fish next time. Ben looked at the comatose cat under him, and sighed that it was a good time. It landed safely, but it was so comfortable, he went straight into the shell and fell asleep. No, why can't Happy still be able to avoid it? Qian Guang took a closer look and found that there was a rope on Happy's body. From the source of the rope, a red-haired figure slowly came from the depths. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Urza, why are you here? Qian Guang thought that Urza would not come after he came, but he did. Urza held 3 ropes in his hand, and pulled the other 2 ropes when he heard Qian Guang's words. Arrests. Lucy, who was crying with her hands tied, and Natsu, who was completely tied up, appeared before Qian Guang's eyes. Natsu's mouth was still stuffed with a cloth strip, so he couldn't speak, but it was not difficult to see from his eyes that he was very dissatisfied, like Erha. Urza looked around but didn't find Gray's shadow, and frowned. Where's Gray? Maybe it's a fraternity activity between brothers and sisters. By the way, you don't believe my behavior. I told the president and came to arrest them. Really, I am so distrusted. Mila asked me to come, saying that you are unreliable. Mila, why am I unreliable? You wait for me to go back, Masao Suna. Tread. Gray and Leon walked out with the help of them. Although I don't know what they talked about, the ice green rose in Gray's hand can explain a lot. Gray hadn't been happy for too long with the joy of reconciliation between his seniors and brothers, when he tied himself up with a rope. Cold sweat broke out on Gray's forehead. Looking at the red-haired figure in front of him, he remembered that he seemed to be on a boat of thieves. He looked at Qian Guang for help, but he was counting the stars under the sun at this time, so he didn't have time to pay attention to Gray. The eyes asking for help appeared again, this time looking at his senior brother. However, Leon obviously knew the name of the fairy queen, and silently let go of his hand, indicating that he was going to find his companion. Urza watching Leon leave didn't stop her from knowing that it was Gray's senior brother from the conversation just now, and fortunately she didn't know the whole story, otherwise Leon might not be able to leave. Let's go. Urza picked up Happy and threw it on Natsu, her mission completed. All that's left is to help these fools clean up the mess. Village. Urza, we have completed the S-level mission. Natsu was rescued by Qian Guang after returning to the village, and jumped up excitedly after hearing Gray say that Dai Lionla had been defeated. Hey, calm down, what does Lionla have to do with you? How is it possible? I held back that dog and that thick eyebrow. Okay, you two stop arguing, the task has not been completed yet. Urza raised his head in the direction of the villagers, who still had the limbs of demons. Ah, yes, the moon hasn't been destroyed yet. Qian Guang remembered that the purpose of the mission was to restore them to their original state, and it was all due to Natsu, an idiot, who forgot. However, they were originally demons. It doesn't matter, anyway, it's good to get rid of the moon, and I can draw blood with peace of mind. He hasn't forgotten why he came to Galyuna Island. Qian Guang, hey, what's the matter? Opening parenthesis single quote semicolon closing parenthesis question mark. He was about to devote himself when he was woken up by Natsu. What are you thinking? You are smiling so sinisterly. It's okay, I'm trying to figure it out. You thought of it. Lucy was pleasantly surprised. She was really afraid that she would be expelled from the guild by taking S-level tasks secretly. Well, yes, but on one condition. Qian Guang, who originally wanted to say it directly, changed his mind when he saw Lucy. He thought of the pink maid. Question mark. Condition. Why are there still conditions? He won't. No, he already has Mira. I didn't expect Qian Guang to be such a person. Lucy stepped back frantically with her arms folded. Qian Guang looked at the black line on Lucy's head, who was getting further and further away from him. Is she sick again? Hey, sometimes I really can't keep up with Lucy's rhythm. Happy also woke up, holding Ben and preparing to fly into the air to reflect missiles. That, Lord Sorcerer, you have a way to destroy the moon. The village head next to him asked excitedly. He really didn't want to be tortured by this curse anymore. Looking at the excited chairman, Qian Guang replied gently, but he was already thinking about where to get the needle in the evening. Don't worry, village chief, we can destroy the moon at night, and your curse will be gone by then. And, let's build the village first. Looking at the devastated village, Qian Guang felt a headache. At this time, the magic of time seems to have been driven away by him. If I had known, I would have asked her to clean up the mess before leaving. By the way, should I ask Lamia Scale for this loss? I remember they belong to that guild. No matter, enjoy it first. Qian Guang found a tree suitable for sleeping. He wanted a tree house, and he didn't sleep for a long time. It's still early, Lucy. Lend me your Virgo for fun. I want to experience the feeling of being a maid and build a tree house by the way. Lucy, who had already hid behind Urza, became very angry when she heard this sentence. After thinking about it so much, you still think about our maid? Impossible. Hey, why is that? Lucy is so stingy. Opening parenthesis question mark. Dish. 3. Lucy thought that if he couldn't beat this thing, he had already summoned the Tauren to chop him up. Why did Mira fall in love with such a thing? Qian Guang, who didn't want to repair the house, had to find a tree to sleep directly, but he was a little panicked. And Natsu and others were used by Urza as coolies to help the villagers repair houses. Although the villagers didn't want them to help, they couldn't refuse. Asshole, how did you manage to repair one house and downturn 2 houses? Night. The purple moon shines on Galuna Island again, and the villagers have once again turned into demons. It's so comfortable. I slept really well this time. By the way, isn't it a little different here? Qian Guang looked at the surrounding land that seemed to be bombarded by artillery fire, a wall made of stones. An igloo and a pile of scrap wood fell silent. Are you sure you are here to help repair the house? The demolition is not as clean as yours. How can I remember that the village chief's house was still intact before, but where is the village chief's house now? The villagers are already unable to complain. They have seen all kinds of demolition plans this afternoon, and they have become numb. They are destined to not be able to sleep in the house tonight. I said, are you sure you are building a house? Qian Guang found Urza and his party at a pile of waste wood. Looking at Gray and Natsu's appearance, it is obvious that Urza has taught them a lesson. Each of them has a big bag. Small mistake, you go to destroy the moon, we continue to repair the house. Urza is still not ready to give up. She has already summed up the reason. This time it will definitely succeed. Qian Guang looked at the cube Urza was assembling, and his heart softened after all. Let me do it. He clasped his hands together. The art of 3 rooms and 2 halls. Houses with 3 bedrooms and 2 halls rose up one after another, even better than their original houses. ! Wow, the villagers' eyes lit up when they looked at these houses. This is magic. Lucy's jaw dropped out of shock, and this magic? Are you sure your plant magic won't cry? If Qian Guang knew what Lucy was thinking, he would laugh at her ignorance. Laxus Thunderbolt dared to use it as a shield, and he used magic in the right place. That's great, Master Sorcerer. Master Sorcerer, I will give you a monkey. Shut up, you can only give birth to little devils. And let's secretly talk about this in the future, there are spies here. He glanced at Ben. Seeing that he was still awake, he felt relieved, and looked away to continue to accept everyone's appreciation. Ben stretched out his neck secretly. Silly Qian Guang, he has already recorded it. I'll tell Mila when I get back. You are dead. Okay, everyone, be quiet. Master Sorcerer, do you really have a way to destroy the moon? At this moment, everyone believed Qian Guang. After all, he knew how to build a house, so why not? Of course, it's just a moon. Idiot, this guy is an absolute idiot. Lucy and Gray were thinking beside him, this man really dares to say anything. Urza looked thoughtful. She seemed to have discovered the secret of this village, and Natsu ran to Qian Guang excitedly, wanting to see how he destroyed the moon. Looking good. Qian Guang directly spread his wings of wind and flew towards the purple moon. Idiot, there is no cure for an idiot. Lucy is sorry for treating Qian Guang as a normal person at that time. But the next scene made her wonder if she was dreaming. Qian Guang successfully touched the moon. Woohoo! Natsu yelled excitedly, and everyone else except Urza, who had a flat face, all looked as if they had seen hell. Bumped into. He touched the moon. Feeling the touch of the moon, Qian Guang raised the corners of his mouth slightly. The pitch-black magic circle lit up, and a small black hole appeared in his palm. Click. The moon is shattered by the suction of the small black hole to reveal a bright full moon. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. The moon is broken. One more moon. ... The villagers talked a lot, but they still felt that their bodies hadn't changed. No, they still look like demons. Lucy doesn't understand why the villagers haven't recovered. That's because they were originally demons. Urza, who was not surprised the whole time, explained that she had already discovered that something was wrong with the village, and the purple moon once again proved her guess was correct. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Why is it like this? Demon. Gray looked at the uncle beside him. He was talking to Sheng Huan before. Hearing her say that, it seems to be true. The dazed uncle seemed to remember something, and he didn't deny it. Everyone, I finally remembered. The figure of the rowing uncle appeared, but why does Natsu feel that he is thinner than before? Thank you mages for helping everyone lift the curse. The uncle sincerely thanked everyone, but his eyes were terrified when he looked at Qian Guang, because he saw the familiar big syringe. Everyone, run! The village chief was still immersed in the joy of his son's lost and found. Before he could hear what his son said, he was thrown down by a black shadow. No, 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 ah! The next day, the robust men in the villagers of Galuna Island lost a lot of weight, and watched the pirate ship leave, shedding tears of joy. It hurts too much. Magnolia. On the street, Qian Guang and his group were preparing to return to the guild, but Gray, Natsu, and Happy looked disappointed. Well, so there's only one key in the end. Stop complaining, Qian Guang is about to suck them into demons and kill them. It would be nice to have a key. Hey, Lucy, how about we sell this key? I agree, I solved the moon, I think I can get 50% of the money from the sale. You are devils, these are the keys of the zodiac, there are only 12 keys in the whole world. Lucy is going to collapse. Do these idiots understand the suffering of celestial spirit mages? By the way, are you going to be punished when you go back? That's not so easy. Qian Guang sat on the stupid tortoise shell with a playful smile on his face. He likes to see people look scared, and his personality is quite bad. Gray and Natsu broke out in cold sweat when they heard that, and their expressions were not very good. Only Lucy looked confused. Hey, what is that? Very scary stuff. The shadow of a lifetime. Lucy was even more frightened by what they said, but they didn't tell her. Tell me. Guild. Gentle Mira can always heal tired mages. Welcome back. Is the island fun? Have you gone swimming in the sea? Of course, I'll take you with me next time, we haven't gone swimming for a long time. Qian Guang wrapped his arms around Myra's waist very naturally. Think about the last time I saw Myra's swimsuit or the last time, find a free time, Myra's free time, after all, I am a salted fish. Mira didn't refuse, and smiled softly, okay, I just bought a new swimsuit. Hey, Mira-chan, it depends on the occasion when you show your affection. Lucy looked at Urza's gloomy face and reminded in fear. Where is the president? It seems to be going to a meeting. Natsu, lucky you guys, that can be postponed. Qian Guang waved his hand happily, those who didn't know thought he had escaped punishment. So what exactly is that? Lucy was going crazy, feeling like an idiot, but she didn't know it. Rocky was originally drinking at the bar when Lucy suddenly appeared. Backing away crazily, he didn't want to be with the celestial spirit mage. But Urza was right in the way of his retreat and delivered a critical blow directly to him, knocking him out on the ground. Natsu is quite happy, already looking for new missions, hoping to escape. Hey, what is this? Natsu finds a particularly strange commission, out of place on the bulletin board. He directly took down the power of attorney and put it on the table to read. Urza and the others came over curiously, and Qian Guang was also a little curious about what kind of power of attorney this was. I don't understand at all, what is this? It's ancient magic. Look, there's a translator here. Oh, I know this, I'll read it. Natsu looked around and finally found the word he knew. He was so excited that Qian Guang read it before he could stop it. Yuji, Daru, Lasky, Horicanio. The moment Natsu finished reading The Power of Attorney exuded colorful light, and it was too late for Qianguang to leave now, he was already illuminated by the light. Then the light dissipated, and nothing happened on the surface, only, Urza, covered her face in despair. Other people's actions are also a bit weird. Qianguang folded his hands on his chest with a serious face, happy, fell asleep beside him, and, Benben, looked around cutely. Gray hugged himself, he suddenly felt so cold greater than underscore less than. Lucy prepares to undress. Rocky opened his eyes and got up from the ground, wondering why he was on the ground. Natsu was in a sluggish state. It's so cold. Why is it so cold? Gray started to tremble, and Lucy also complained that her chest was heavy and her waist hurt. No matter how dull you are, you will discover the difference. What the hell are you arguing about? Qianguang stood solemnly in front of everyone with his hands on his hips. His whole person was completely different from usual, his sharp eyes made everyone dare not look directly at him. Without the looseness before, the whole person is a little more handsome. Kana blushed a little looking at Qianguang like this, and looked away in embarrassment. Qianguang used to be the #1 person in the rankings when he was casual. His own charm was already great, but now he is suddenly serious. This is Qianguang. Boom. Urza knocked down Natsu with one punch. Get out. Didn't I tell you to wait? This is ancient magic. Soul exchange. Our souls have been exchanged. Now I have Urza inside me. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. It's only now that everyone realizes what's wrong. They swapped bodies. Everyone looks at each other. Why am I in his body? Natsu wept silently. You know how you hit me after the body swap. I'm Loki. Ah, it's not that I don't know where to change it. Anyway, it's Natsu's body, it's right to hit it. Why is this body so weak? Loki struggled to shake his fist, while Qianguang, on the other side, looked dazed, feeling the unparalleled ease of his body and the powerful magic power. Urza and Qianguang, Gray and Lucy, Natsu and Rocky. Happy and Benben, happy. Why did I turn into a turtle? So heavy. It seems quite comfortable. Boom. Door open. It's the language magic of the ancient Yunbala language. The reason is that your personalities have all changed due to the entrustment just now. The president walked in slowly, and he didn't expect that there would be a problem after leaving for a while. It seems that there is no way to do that. What a pity. I still keep the pictures of other people's mistakes. President, you must have a way. Gray knelt directly beside the president. He didn't want to squirt ice cubes out of his mouth. I have to say that Gray's body is still very useful, and he can kneel down and get out of an ice track. Not only the soul, but also your magic has changed. Hearing this, Qianguang suddenly had a bold idea in his heart. Hey, brothers. I'm here to give you benefits. Qianguang shouted, and the magic of changing clothes was activated instantly. After the light passed, what remained in place was a red-haired bunny girl in black silk, with her hands still in pretentious poses. Oh. XN. All the boys present were overwhelmed, including the president, who also became a loving eye. Who wouldn't love a red-haired bunny girl? Crack, click, click. Mira took a camera out of nowhere and never stopped taking pictures from the very beginning. Qianguang couldn't take it anymore. He kicked Urza directly in the face, and kicked her flying because he was not familiar with the force. The terrifying magic power on his body overflowed uncontrollably. Everyone present could feel that aura, and swallowed their saliva, not daring to look at Qianguang anymore. Only Mira picked up Urza secretly with the camera and ran to the back kitchen. An unstoppable perverted smile on the corner of his mouth. Hey, Urza, here I come. Guild. When Qianguang wanted to continue looking for Urza, he found that he had disappeared. He searched around but couldn't find it, and had no way to return to the guild hall. At this time, Levi is studying this ancient magic. There are two people in the guild who like to watch these things the most. One is Qianguang, but now it has become Urza, and I don't know where he went. The other one is Levi. At this time, Levi is looking up the information carefully with his glasses on. Where did Qian Guang go? Urza blames you. Lucy was desperate. She felt restrained and wanted to take off her clothes very much, but was stopped by Gray every time. Maybe I went to secretly study Urza's body. Happy was flying in the sky, and the soul in him was Benben, who was feeling unparalleled relaxation. You can also tease that silly cat with its tail. Oh, by the way, it seems that if this magic can't be changed within 30 minutes, it can never be changed. The president drank the wine calmly. He thought it was pretty good. At least now their strength can't carry out the task, that is. Boom. The terrifying Qian Guang, with a dark face, smashed a table again. Well, anyway, there are only 3 intact tables in the guild now. Qian Guang's strength was too great, and Urza couldn't control it at all. Natsu suddenly felt that Qian Guang had hit him lightly before. Ah, where is that fool? Qian Guang's home. Mira tied Urza, and kept coming closer. Manually omitted. Then he took out a magic pen and looked at Urza, with a smile on his face. At this moment, Qian Guang seemed to see the demon Mirajan again, but why was it me? Mira just tore it up, so I can't bully Urza so openly in the future. Qian Guang's pupils keep dilated. You are a devil. Where did you see it? By the way, you have already conspired against Urza. Urza fought back, but to no avail. Mirajan took the camera instead and started taking pictures. Do not move. Mirajan slapped Gao Chao directly. Hey, Qian Guang, don't even think about running away. After all, you don't want to sleep on the street at night either. Mira tore off the cloth strip from Urza's mouth and looked at him with a smile, but this expression looked like a devil no matter what. Qian Guang wanted to use teleportation to escape, but when he was about to use it, he realized that it was Urza's body. There is no option to teleport at all. Mira-chan, my dear, this magic is very dangerous. If you don't change it in 30 minutes, you won't be able to change it back. What Qian Guang didn't expect was that the light in Mirajan's eyes became brighter when he heard this. It's okay, in time. Quote, quote. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Neela, what are you doing? And why are you holding a camera? How to say the photos taken, anyway, probably, should not be shown to Jelal, otherwise maybe he will directly explode. Mira lowered her head and whispered in Urza's ear, hey, Qian Guang, if you change your posture, change your clothes and let me take a few more photos, I don't care if someone will talk to you tonight. I slept with you. Demon, this guy is an absolute devil. How could she predict people's hearts so accurately? I'm sorry, Urza, it's not that I have no bottom line, it's that she has given too much. Catwoman, okay, that's it, the posture needs to be artificial. Click 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 click. The next one is the Syrian style, the more broken the better. Click click click. Okay, it's over, the next Shamat style, yes, the hair should be white. Perfect, let's have a nude photo shoot next. You say no, you have a bottom line. Add more money, take it off for me. At this moment, Mira has completely returned to the past and started to let go of herself. The camera in her hand has not stopped, and the film has been changed. However, her plot did not succeed. The sudden appearance of Qian Guang was a righteous kick to Mira, but a white Shamat figure stood in front of Mira. Urza was kicked out again. The furious Urza was about to be stunned by the 2 popular people in front of him. Why did this killer look come out again? Fortunately, Urza didn't know what they were filming in front of them, otherwise, they might have blackened directly. Neela, seeing the angry Qian Guang, Mira turned her head and ran away. The situation was not good, so she ran quickly and grabbed an Urza, by the way. Hey, Qian Guang, don't sleep, Urza is here, she's going to hit us, come back soon. Don't shake, I'm so tired, I don't know how to change it back. You idiot have read so many books for nothing. Look at the road, we're about to hit it. Opening parenthesis question mark question mark question mark question mark question mark closing parenthesis. Qian Guang looked at the big wall of the guild in front of him and wanted to cry, Mira, you can't run to the gate. Boom. Well, now that the wall is gone, you can continue to run, and the angry Qian Guang directly blasted the door. President, help, Urza hit someone. Marajan saw the president at the bar, instantly found the backbone, and ran towards the president crying. Urza is too stingy. Isn't it just a few positive sum photos? The big deal is to draw Qian Guang, an elfman for you by the way. As for chasing after so long, I still wear high heels. The president got a headache seeing the strange combination running towards him. Mira dragged Urza, and kept running towards him, and Qian Guang, behind him, was throwing wind balls. How can three people who are quite reassuring come together to start a war? And Mila, you are not right today. I said a long time ago that if you have something to do, don't hold back and fight Qian Guang to vent your anger. I found it. Porikanio, Lasky. The colored light came on again. Qian Guang stretched out his hand to look blankly, and moved around. Really recovered. Levi, you are amazing, worthy of being my apprentice. Excitedly, he grabbed Mira and prepared to celebrate with a kiss, but what greeted him was a fist. Boom. What are you doing? The black-faced Mila punched Qian Guang, flying to the bar. Neck, I can't breathe. Urza desperately grabbed Mila's hand, trying to make her let go. Ah, sorry. Mila let go of her hand to apologize, and looked back. Wrong. Look again. Why haven't you changed it back yet? That's not me. Mila was desperate. She came out of Qian Guang's body. Why did she run into Mira's body again? Now the question arises, if I hit Mira, should I hit my current body or the previous one? What about the body? Why haven't you changed it back yet? It doesn't work. Levi, how can I change it? The rest of the guild have also exchanged their souls with each other, and the guild leader is no exception. Now he should be Macau. He has become younger. Asshole, don't use my body for that kind of thing. Ah, Gray, don't take off your clothes. That's my body. Kana, you smell like alcohol. Hey, what is this? Urza was also ruthless. She couldn't tell how to hit. She punched Mira's body first, and then punched herself. Well, the spirit and the body are as good as it's you. Boom. Who knows who broke a glass bottle on the bar? White powdery things enveloped everyone. This thing is the one that Lucy is thinking about. A few years ago, Qian Guang unintentionally researched the itch powder, which can make people feel extremely itchy within 30 minutes, and Holy 10 is no exception. I was thinking about the punishment Natsu gave them after they recovered, but I didn't expect almost everyone in the guild to use it. Ah. Lucy, don't stop me. I need to undress. It's so itchy. Rocky didn't speak. He had already found a pillar and started imitating Shangda. Stick and scratch. Urza and Mira kept rolling and hugging each other. The scene made Qian Guang unable to move his eyes away. Help me, who will save me? I hate fools, woohoo. The worst thing was Happy. He became stupid. His body was itchy, but he couldn't catch it, he couldn't feel it when he rolled over, and he couldn't even get up now. Qian Guang watched the scene expressionlessly, took out his camera to shoot from multiple angles, and took pictures of everyone. Then he looked at the other survivor besides himself. Well, Levi, it shouldn't be our fault. Looking at this scene, Levi was a little frightened, and swallowed. Qian. Brother Qian Guang, I think whether we blame us or not, we should run away first. Good idea. Qian Guang. Get the antidote. Levi. The promise to dispel the magic. I'm sorry, greater than Ren, less than Xiao Lu. Qian Guang. Sleep on the street tonight. Really, another busy day. The soul-changing incident 2 days ago was still solved by Qian Guang, and he found it after searching a lot of books. However, Qian Guang still didn't sleep well that day. After spending 2 nights in the guild, he finally returned home today. Natsu and his group went on a mission with Lucy on the second day. The shadow was too great. The most important thing is that the appearance of waiting for others to tickle fans has even appeared in the newspaper. I finally went home today, so I can't make Mira angry anymore. Carefully returning to his room, when passing by Mira's room, he heard a perverted voice, and he didn't know what he was doing. Frightened, he returned to his room. It's too scary. By the way, is there something big going to happen recently? I wrote down the plot before I knew it. Qian Guang always felt that he had forgotten something, but couldn't remember it again. Could it be that Laxus is going to make trouble? Qian Guang couldn't figure it out, and fell asleep directly. It's better to have a bed. The guild is too hard, so it's not comfortable at all. Let's install a bed next time we renovate. Hoo. Qian Guang originally thought about it and fell asleep like this, but when he thought about the decoration, he suddenly woke up again. Boom, boom. There was a loud noise from the side of the guild. Qian's face sank like water, and he remembered what he forgot. Forget about that ghost. Qian Guang. What happened? Mirajan barged in suddenly. Obviously she heard the noise too, not only her but many people in Magnolia. But it didn't last long, so everyone didn't care. They continued to sleep and waited to see it tomorrow morning. But Qian Guang couldn't wait any longer, and patted Myra's head. It's okay, you can go to sleep, probably some rats are running around. Mira looked at him worriedly. It was completely incompatible with the perverted laughter before. Come back earlier. Well, rest. After appeasing Mira, Qian Guang walked out of the house, and appeared at the door of the guild the next moment. The originally luxurious guild is now in tatters, with a few huge iron rods inserted diagonally. The scarlet Sharingan appeared, and the veins on his forehead also popped out. Ghost, well done, who do you think you are challenging? Ink-like magical power permeated Qian Guang's surroundings, and the murderer had already escaped, or it could be said to be an iron rod shot from a distance. Stop, where are you going? A voice stopped Qian Guang, who was about to leave to find trouble. The guild leader slowly came out from the shadows, looking at the guild in front of him. His eyes were also full of anger. Why, not long after scolding the judges, you are going to attack other people's guilds? President, they picked something first, I just returned it. They can only do these little tricks. If you go, you will be reported to the council. The president didn't want Qian Guang to take risks. Although he didn't know how far Qian Guang's strength had reached, a mere house was not worth taking risks for his children. But Qian Guang didn't listen. You ghost, right? I want to see how scary you are. Hey, President, tell Mira that I'm sorry for not going back earlier today. Qian Guang. The president wanted to stop it, but he couldn't keep up with the mobility of space magic. The president stared blankly at Fairy Tail's coat of arms, gritted his teeth, grabbed the iron rod and pulled it out. Dominator of the Spectre. One of the two strongest guilds in Kingdom of Fury, the other is Fairy Tail, whose president Jose was severely beaten by Makarov because of a dispute with Makarov about the guild issue 6 years ago. Jose himself is one of the Holy 10. Hey, Tilong, you're back. How's it going? I heard you went to attack Fairy Tail. Gajil grabbed a piece of iron and stuffed it into his mouth. This is the base camp of ghosts, but the overall look is gloomy and lifeless, and because of Gajil, there are iron pieces everywhere. Because it was quite late at night, there were only a few people here and there, and neither Jose nor the strong members of their guild were there. Vulnerable. Ha 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 ha, as expected of Iron Dragon, but there should be no one in their guild. Boom. Gajil bit the iron in his mouth and pushed the laughing man's head straight into the wall. Jazai, are you trying to annoy Master Tilong? Gajil had a cruel smile on his face, but it's a pity that he didn't hear the screams, otherwise it would have been more enjoyable. The person who laughed just now passed out with his head bleeding. Everyone saw that Gajil lost his temper and stopped talking. They drank their own wine silently and wanted to go back quickly. Who knows who the next target of this lunatic is? Hey, Fairy Tail, it's just a bunch of rubbish. Your great Iron Dragon Lord can solve it alone. So, you are very brave. A cold and murderous voice sounded beside his ears. A small lion's head hit him directly on the back. At the critical moment, Gajil's back was ironed. Although he was not seriously injured, he was also sent flying. When everyone in the guild saw a stranger appearing in the guild, they also stood up and prepared to fight. Who are you? Do you know where this is? He's a goblin doctor. One minion recognized Qian Guang. His eyes were full of greed, and he forgot that just now Qian Guang knocked away Gajil, whom they needed to look up to. The technology Qian Guang has mastered is too profitable. If he really wants to make money, he can directly become the top few on the rich list. Oh, scumbag. Qian Guang couldn't look down on these little soldiers. When the illusion was activated, each of them seemed to have seen something terrible, and they backed away crazily, and some even wet their pants in fright. Boom! A long iron rod struck Qian Guang, and Gajil crawled out from the ruins with a fierce look in his eyes. Despicable. How dare you sneak attack? Qian Guang easily turned his head to dodge, grabbed the iron rod and pulled it over, smashing him against the other wall. Despicable, you who sneak attack other guilds in the middle of the night are not qualified to say that. Fairy tale. Oh, you're a fool. I'm here to meet the famous Master Iron Dragon. There was a gentle smile on Qian Guang's face, but there was no trace of a smile in his eyes, only boundless anger. Tree. Qian Guang clapped his hands on the ground, and green trees kept appearing in the fortress-like guild. After a while, a towering giant tree took root in the Ghosts Guild, and the young people who were in the illusion were also entangled by the branches. Gajil was under the focus of Qian Guang's attention, and his whole body was hung by the branches. He wanted to struggle, but after he struggled a little, new branches entangled him again. Don't waste your energy, it will become tighter and tighter later. Prickly. Qian Guang was slapped in the face as soon as he finished speaking, and Gajil's arm turned into an iron sword and broke free. Qian Guang's face darkened. The serious injury that he originally wanted to beat would be over, now he can just beat him to death. The next day, Natsu and his team returned from their hot spring trip. It was originally a mission, but the client was so enthusiastic that it turned into a hot spring trip directly after completion. Sure enough, it's better to follow Lucy, she can always choose a good task. I can do it by myself, why do you come with me? Lucy said that she can understand Natsu, but why are Gray and Urza there? The task doesn't seem like much money. Don't say that, we are the strongest team. Lucy has no choice but to acquiesce to this fact, making friends carelessly. Why does it feel like everyone on the street is looking at us, and some people are looking in the direction of the guild? Go see what's going on. Urza felt something was wrong, and led everyone to speed up to the guild. Why is it like this? Natsu looked at the unrecognizable guild, his face was full of anger, and the veins on his forehead popped out. Urza also kept a dark face the whole time. Ghost. Mira appeared behind them, looking at the scene in front of her tremblingly. It turned out that this was what Qian Guang said yesterday. No wonder he didn't come back. What do you mean? It's unbelievable, but we were attacked. Guild underground warehouse. The Spectre has been at odds with us. Just go and beat them. Don't be impulsive. By the way, I don't seem to have seen Brother Qian Guang today. Levi was a little curious, why didn't he see Qian Guang at this time? Yo, you are back. When the whole guild was frowning, only the president greeted Natsu and his party with a drunken face. We all came back safe and sound. Old man, why are you so leisurely? Others have hit you in the face. Natsu can't help it, he's ruining our favorite guild. Well, they only dare to go to this level, destroying a guild with no one. Nobody. Yes, it seems that it was destroyed at night, and there was a lot of noise at that time. Mira handed them each a glass of wine at the bar. By the way, where is Qian Guang? The president didn't look a little drunk just now when he heard this, but worry flashed in his eyes. President, look at this. Wakaba took a newspaper over, and it published that the fairy tale was destroyed, but half of it was a towering tree, and the Guild of Ghosts could be vaguely seen. Everyone also came over to have a look, and when they saw the big tree, they knew who made it. Only Qian Guang used plant magic, and he happened to be away. Long live Qian Guang as the god of eternity. Nice job. Newspapers reported that two of the most powerful guilds in Kingdom of Fury had been attacked, and it was possible that the two guilds were engaged in an armed struggle. But all this needs to be confirmed by the council. The old man pretended to be indifferent and finished watching. TCH, you know how to get the limelight, don't get caught. But the worry in his eyes still hasn't dissipated, after all, he hasn't come back yet. Yo, it's all here. Said who would come. Qian Guang teleported directly in front of everyone. Qian Guang, good job, bring me one next time. Everyone was very happy when they saw him, cheered and surrounded him and asked how he was doing. Mira looked at him angrily, but still carefully checked whether there was any injury on his body. The president's worry was finally let go, and he turned back into the drunkard he was at the beginning. Okay boys, we have to take precautions against the sudden violent attack of ghosts, everyone be careful. Oh, this old man knows how to play tricks. If you want me to say it, you can hit him directly. Anyway, I did it. What can I do? Pamper me. ... Ghost. Jose looked at Gajil, who was already out of shape, and his heart was full of anger. Very good, fairy tale, really amazing. Take the best medicine, be sure to cure Gajil for me. Hey, he's also a waste, if you don't need him later. Also, fairy tale, don't just forget about it, those who hurt us will have to pay the price. Totomaru, you go teach them a lesson. Sol and Juvia, you go and catch that Lucy, it's really a big deal, hee hee hee. Leave it to me, let them see my flame. Totomaru wiped his samurai sword arrogantly, thinking that Fairy Tail was already the soul of his sword. Oh ha, no problem. A wretched mustache was stroking his green beard, and he was quite satisfied with his beard. Juvia is fine. Let us go, Jose ordered. Although the violent and evil magic power kept destroying these branches, his face was gloomy and terrifying. Makarov, wait, I will give you a big gift. Kingdom of Fury only needs one strongest one. ... Night. Levy's team was walking on the street. Although Qian Guang took revenge on Spectre, they would not let it go, so everyone formed a team together. Is that okay, Levy? It's safer for you to live in the girls' dormitory with them. It's okay, we're a team. Levy, don't worry, we will definitely protect you. But not long after the two of them finished speaking, an arrogant figure stopped in front of them. Hey, Fairy Tail guys, why are you still wandering the streets so late? Don't you know there are bad guys on the streets? He has black hair and a rebellious expression on his face. Jet and Droy stood in front of Levy. Levy, run. Although this black and white hair looks quite stupid, but you can't really take him as a stupid, it shows your strength to be able to approach them silently. Instead of running away, Levy took out his pen. No, we're together. Three-dimensional magic, ice and snow. Levy wrote the word, ice and snow, and threw it at Black and White Mao. In an instant, ice and snow appeared in the area and restricted him. HMPH, is this the only strength Fairy Tail mages have? Red flame. Red flames were burning around, and the ice and snow melted instantly. Blue flame. The ice blue flame flew towards the three of them, but dissipated halfway. Who? Totomaru is facing a big enemy. He doesn't think it's because he is not good at learning, there must be other powerful wizards nearby. I didn't expect ghosts to dare to come. Qian Guang's voice appeared behind Totomaru, directly pressing him to the ground. Boom. Where is the miscellaneous fish that ran over? It's not as good as that iron dragon. Qian Guang kicked him in disgust. He didn't expect that someone would come after Gajil was beaten half to death by himself. If he hadn't been vigilant, he might have succeeded. The other side. Lucy walked on the street alone. Hey, I heard that the ghost and Fairy Tail are at odds, but I didn't expect it to be this serious. But Fairy Tail must be the strongest. But why did it suddenly rain? Lucy didn't expect that the weather that was fine just now would suddenly rain. You or Lucy? The blue-haired Juvia looked at Lucy in front of him. This is his mission goal, so weak. Looking at the strange figure in front of her, Lucy suddenly became vigilant, and her hand was already touching her waist. Who are you? I am Yu Nu, the one who came to capture you. Lucy wanted to get her key immediately after hearing this, but Juvia was already prepared. The rain gathered on the ground, trapping Lucy in a water prison, and the key fell directly to the ground. She watched Lucy struggle inside and finally passed out. Her expression didn't change at all. The capture was successful, dripping. Non is indeed Yu Nu. She caught it so easily, it seems that I don't need to make a move. Sol emerged from the ground, swaying his body like a seaweed. Juvia didn't answer, just looked at Lucy in the water prison. Don't worry, I won't kill you, I'll just take you back, Miss Lucy Heartfilia. President. It's not good. Lucy is gone. Chapter 71. Late at night, Natsu's group, Qian Guang, and Mira are all at the president's house. There is no way. Qian Guang's house is next door to Lucy's house, and he can't help but hear their voices, and he didn't expect that Lucy was taken away. The range was too large. Qian Guang only sensed the place where the battle was fought at that time, and found Lucy's key, but there was no trace of the enemy. We can only arrest a black and white boy for interrogation. It's just that the current Totomaru is already a pig, and his voice has changed. When the president and the others heard that he was here to attack the guildmates, they beat him up without giving him a chance to speak. It was Levi who couldn't stand it and stop them. After all, Xiaolu would not be found if the fight continued. Say, what is your purpose? Why are you arresting Lucy? Natsu directly grabbed him by the collar and lifted him up. When he hit someone just now, Natsu hit him the hardest. I don't know too well, I know it has something to do with the entrustment. Huh, who are you kidding? You're a ghost, you don't know why they caught Lucy. That's enough, Natsu, it's probably not enough, let's fight again. No, I really don't know. It was Juvia and Saul who caught Lucy. I'm only responsible for dealing with the one that Fairy Tail left behind. Totomaru watched as Gray and Natsu began to clench their fists, and directly explained everything he knew. These include 4 elements and Gajil, but the ability is not comprehensive. After all, I don't know it too well, and President Jose knows it. The president was no longer silent after listening, changed into his white formal clothes, and walked out of the room with a serious face. Mirajan, tell everyone to gather in the guild. Qian Guang, look for Lucy, don't worry about the council. Others, come back to the guild with me, the war has begun. Makarov doesn't care about the buildings of the guild, he can bear it and ignore it, but if you hurt the members of the guild, then you have to be prepared to face the wrath of the goblins. Obey, President. XN. Everyone stood behind the president and listened to his orders, with anger in their eyes. Oh, burn it up. Let me freeze those guys. Natsu and Gray couldn't wait, especially Natsu, who was already furious after knowing that Lucy had been taken away. Then the president, I will go first. Qian Guang mentioned Totomaru, who fell on the ground and left. Let's go. The president was filled with golden light, and the powerful magic power made the cloak flutter. Natsu and the others followed behind the old man. Early in the morning, before dawn. Don't pretend to be dead, tell me where your headquarters is. On a piece of wasteland, Qian Guang dragged Totomaru, who looked like a dead dog, on the road. It would be too slow for him to drive by himself. Ahead, it's really in front, big brother, there's no need to ask every few minutes. Give you another chance to organize your language. Don't, sir, you can ask whatever you want, it's really in front, look. You can see the building. Totomaru swore he had never seen Spectre's HQ so kindly. Qian Guang also saw it. Hey, he is really good at hiding in the wasteland. He teleported over there directly, without hiding his thoughts at all. The old man has said that he is responsible, so he has to give some effort, otherwise he will not be worthy of the old man. Boom! Qian Guang directly threw the Totomaru out of his hand, and he was useless in the place. It was good to be a cannonball. Jose was thinking about his dream of becoming the #1 guild after defeating Makarov, when he found that the gate of his headquarters had been blasted. Totomaru, one of his 4 elements, flew towards him. Ahem, cough, President, there are intruders. I have to say that Totomaru was quite resistant to fighting, and he passed out after notifying his chairman. But you seem to be talking nonsense, you can see the invasion at a glance. Jose's complexion was ugly, and things deviated too much from what he thought, whether it was the attack or the big tree. Hey, President Jose, it's the first time we meet. I'm Qian Guang. Lucy of our guild has been taken care of by you. However, should we let her go home now? After all, we, Lucy, have stayed in Fairy Tail for too long, and we may not be used to living in your humble house. Qian Guang was not polite, he was full of anger when he spoke, his scarlet eyes seemed to be looking at a prey. Hey, I thought who it was, it turned out to be the goblin doctor. Why? Just you. However, for Ms. Lucy, Fairy Tail is also a poor house. As her companion, you don't know her identity. As the president of a guild, he certainly didn't think Qian Guang was weak, but he wasn't sure that the other party was as strong as himself. After all, he was the Holy 10. It just so happened that besides the commission fee, I could earn an extra sum. Identity. Who cares about that kind of thing? I'm playing around with the president's grandson. I just know that she is a partner of our guild. You really don't know. Breath of death. Jose was not careless. He said that Lucy's identity wanted to divert Qian Guang's attention, but it didn't seem to work. He directly produced a large amount of black gas, and ordinary people would unconsciously feel fear if they touched it. I have to say that Jose's magic power is worthy of being a Holy 10. This magic is really good for cleaning up miscellaneous fish. But Qian Guang is not some trash, this breath just makes him feel sick. It's really disgusting. If I didn't know it, I would have thought I had fallen into the lair of the Dark Guild. Qian Guang used the wind to blow away the black mist in front of him. He did not attack rashly, he was still looking for Lucy. First of all, keep Lucy safe, and Jose has plenty of time to deal with him. Found it. Qian Guang felt Lucy's aura in a stone house, and teleported there without entanglement with Jose. Space magic. Jose really didn't know that Qian Guang knew space magic before. He used his feet to figure out where Qian Guang had gone, and he hurried to the place where Lucy was being held, regardless of pretending to be a gentleman. The other side. The important stronghold in Ghost Town was blasted, and everyone from Fairy Tail rushed in directly. They took a big breath. This time they must beat these brats to the ground. Alfman rushed to the front, directly receiving the demon's arm and crushing a pile of debris. Man, seeing the ghost in a brave posture, everyone dared not step forward. He is the arm of the beast, Alfman. Alfman, one of the main force of Fairy Tail, of course also has a nickname, but like his sister's nickname, it's not very nice. The others in Fairy Tail were not far behind either. Gray's ice shape magic, Kana's card magic, and Loki's ring magic made Spectre unable to fight back. It can only be supported by the number of people. Hey. A black figure jumped down from the beam. It was the Iron Dragon Gajil who attacked the guild earlier. However, this Iron Dragon is not as rebellious as when he first appeared on the stage. There are several places all over his body covered with bandages, and there are bruises on his face. After he was beaten half to death by Qian Guang, Jose spent a lot of money to treat him. In order to let him keep up with his plan, he also used some contraband. Although the recovery effect was remarkable, the side effects were also great. Gajil searched the crowd. He wanted to find the guy who attacked him, but unfortunately he couldn't find it. He could only look away and look at the others. Come on, you. Lucy. Lucy opened her eyes in a daze. She didn't know the situation for a while, and her head hurt a little. Qian Guang. Lucy recognized the figure in front of her, and suddenly she seemed to think of something, and sat up all of a sudden. Oops. Ghost. Phew, wake up, you can really do it, you slept so dead in the other people's base camp. Qian Guang was very speechless. He wanted to run away with her directly. If he didn't hear the snoring, he would have thought he was under some kind of magic. I didn't. Okay, it's time to go. Qian Guang carried Lucy on his shoulders and was about to run away, but Jose killed him. Ghost arrow. The pitch-black rain of arrows struck Qian Guang with an ominous aura. Swish, swish, boom. The law of smoke without injury was activated, and Qian Guang teleported directly to dodge it. The Sangoyu in his eyes lit up instantly. Since he won't let me go, then I won't go now. He was going to see the gold content of this holy cross. He put the mosquito-repellent Lucy down and handed her the key she had lost earlier. Protect yourself, I'm ready to start wreaking havoc. Lucy summoned her own Big Ben celestial spirit very consciously. No problem. Be careful, that's what she said. Qian Guang was silent. You were really proficient, you must have been single for a long time with this hand speed. Qian Guang didn't think about it anymore, because Jose's next round of attack had already arrived. But after all, he only attacked the air, and Jose's face was gloomy, which was different from the space magic he had encountered before. The interval between teleportation is too short, and it is impossible to catch it at all. The space mages he met before were all attack-oriented. Who is serious about attacking and escaping? Dead Owl, not you. Spectre, not you. Qian Guang learned space magic from the very beginning. He thought that this is how space magic is used. How mobile it is. Who knows that others use space magic to either attack or imprison? But Qian Guang thinks it's okay, it suits him quite well, and he doesn't lack the means to attack. For example, now, Qian Guang appeared directly beside Jose and punched him hard. Boom. Jose was sent flying to the wall, which also alarmed the others who were on the first floor of the guild. Juvia and Saul sensed something was wrong and rushed upstairs. The darkness hit Qian Guang from the ruins like bullets, and of course Jose was not so easily knocked down. When Qian Guang hit it just now, he felt something like a protective shield blocking him. She really said it. Qian Guang is fine, but Lucy next to him is not so lucky. Big Ben kept running away, and Lucy inside felt like throwing up. Boom. Big Ben didn't want to put up with this situation and disappeared by himself. I have to say that this Big Ben is still very good at grasping the danger. It is indeed the god of despair in all the celestial spirits of Lucy. Lucy, who fell to the ground, started to look for the key in a hurry. Open it. Taurus. Mo, I will guard Miss Lucy's nice body. Boom. Before he could finish speaking, he was headshot by several bullets. Lucy twitched the corners of her mouth. She is really a stupid cow. Qian Guang's scarlet Sharingan opened, and he clearly saw Jose's position. The magic circle in his hand lit up, and a lion's head appeared on Qian Guang's right hand. Teleported to Jose's side, Lion Wei. Dark erosion. Seeing Qian Guang appearing beside him, Jose ignored the lion head and wanted to trap Qian Guang. However, his calculation was doomed to fail. The three curved jade in Qian Guang's eyes kept spinning, changing into the shape of a small sickle, and a black beam passed through Qian Guang's body. Jose's pupils are dilated. He has never seen this magic before. It is really magic, and those eyes. Darker than your own magic. Boom. Qian Guang's lion power didn't pass through Jose, and it was a precise hit. Qian Guang beat the lion power out when he was blurred. Countless tiny wind blades cut Jose constantly, and the purple robe was already in tatters. However, he immediately wrapped himself in darkness, minimizing the damage. President. A green-haired figure emerged from the floor. He couldn't believe the plight of the president. The president is the Holy Cross. Who could hurt the president like this? Is Fairy Tale Makarov coming too? Before he could figure it out, he met a pair of scarlet eyes. Four elements. Qian Guang just kicked the green algae head in front of him. He is not a good person anyway. The kick is over. Boom. Saul, who was supposed to come to support, appeared on the other wall in an instant. Dripping. It rained suddenly in the guild, and the rain condensed into a beautiful woman. Water constraint. Juvia wanted to trap Qian Guang like he trapped Lucy before, but he didn't succeed. Qian Guang just teleported away from that position. The magic circle in his hand lit up, and the huge branch pierced through Juvia, but did not cause any harm to her. Juvia turned into water and condensed again in the distance. Oh, interesting. Physical attacks have no effect. Qian Guang found it very interesting. It was the first time he saw someone who could be elemental. Qian Guang originally wanted to have an in-depth communication with Juvia, because he also wanted to elementalize but was interrupted by Lucy's scream. Qian Guang looked over. He thought it was Lucy who had been arrested again, but it turned out that a furious mermaid was pouring water with a kettle. When Lucy saw Juvia before, she thought of the horror of this woman, and immediately thought of Aquarius, but obviously this was not the right choice. Boom. The windows and gates of the entire guild were washed away by the flood, and Qian Guang and Lucy were also washed out together with the ghosts. Qian Guang looked at the messy scene and gave Lucy a thumbs up. As expected of the Natsu team, you are proficient in destroying things. If you are still thinking about how to do it, you can do it directly. Lucy smiled awkwardly. She knew what Qian Guang's thumb meant, but what could she do? She was also desperate. She really didn't want to cause damage. Let's go. Qian Guang watched Jose, who was about to stand up, pick up Lucy again and run away. Everything was destroyed. Lucy was here this time. Let's go back first. I don't know what happened to them. Hey, you can't be hugged by a princess. Lucy roared. She is such a big beauty. You have to carry it. Snapped. Don't make trouble. Lucy was silent. Now that she knew why she had to carry it, she was already thinking about how to complain to Mira. Ghost Stronghold. Retreat. Urza commanded Fairy Tale to retreat, and Alfman held the green-faced president in his arms. Not long ago, after Gajil entered the battlefield, he suppressed Alfman, and Natsu, who was rushed over, took over the battle. The duel between Sangyang and Natsu was better because of Gajil's injury, but the president fell into the enemy's trick when he was looking for Jose. Although there is no Jose's projection, the wind in the four elements still allows the people below to cooperate and deceive Makarov, giving him the opportunity to activate the magic, draw. Let Makarov's magic successfully be dispersed into the air. Makarov's fall was a serious blow to Fairy Tail's morale. Urza had to retreat first and then think of a way. Poliusica Tree House. Qian Guang's face was terribly dark, but he was patient all the time for fear of disturbing the president's rest. As soon as he came back, he heard that something had happened to the president, and rushed over in a hurry. Asshole Jose, if I knew I would have been more serious, I might as well just go and uproot the ghost now, just a ghost. Calm down, or you'll get out. Poliusica interrupted Qian Guang, who was meditating, and the breath that Qian Guang involuntarily released just now broke the floor of her tree house. Okay, after drinking your blue returning potion, the situation has stabilized a bit, at least not life-threatening. But if you don't recover the magic power, it may be difficult to recover in the future. You should know more about draw than I do, so I won't say more. Qian Guang was silent. Of course he knew about draw. Not only did he know, he would use it, but this magic was too vicious and troubled him not to use it. Understood. Please take care of the old man, and leave the rest to me. Poliusica looked at Qian Guang's back, turned around a little bit in a daze. The little kid who had been with him since he was a child has also grown up. She hates humans very much, but there is always a brat who has the cheek to run over to find her. Really, it's not cute. Qian Guang, I don't know what you are avoiding or what you are afraid of, but I can feel the very powerful magic power in your body. Why don't you dare to use it? Go and make a scene boldly. You are not Fairy Tail now. Qian Guang teleported away after listening silently. Yes, he didn't understand what he was afraid of. He was always cautious, because he knew that Fairy Tail was a fairly happy ending, and he just needed to follow the steps. He always wanted to see it as a passerby, but he had already participated in it, so why should he be afraid? He just had to follow Natsu and clear the obstacles in front of him. After thinking about it, Qian Guang didn't hesitate anymore. He went to heal everyone first, and then discussed the matter of returning to attack. Guild. Lucy sat in the corner blaming herself. She looked at everyone who was injured to varying degrees and felt very sad. It was all because of herself that everyone was injured. It's okay, Xiaolu, everyone took a breath, and now I'm just worried about the president, but it's okay with Qian Guang here. Levy comforted Lucy. She didn't want to see Lucy, who was usually full of energy, lifeless. I'm just sorry. I have been away from home for a year, and he has never looked for me. I didn't expect to suddenly. Don't say that. The lady of the rich is easy to be targeted, and the man is the one who protects the woman. It sucks that Dad would do something like this to take me home. Lucy didn't expect to bring such a big trouble to everyone, and she blamed herself. I didn't expect my willfulness to cause so much trouble for everyone. If I go back. Before Lucy finished speaking, Natsu interrupted, is that true? I don't think you look like a rich lady. Laughing, rowdy, and adventurous in this filthy tavern is the Lucy we know. Didn't you say you wanted to stay here, Lucy from Fairy Tail? This is where you should be. As expected of the hot-blooded heroine, the mouth is passed down in one continuous line. Lucy burst into tears. She wanted to refute, and didn't want to cause trouble for everyone. But, with the coat of arms, you are ours. This is a den of bandits. It's not so easy to go back like this. The figure of Qian Guang appeared in front of everyone. The laziness in his eyes was gone, and his sharp eyes were sharper than Urza's. His appearance made everyone find the backbone. Qian Guang, we can't just let it go. Give some color to those ghosts. Looking at everyone's wounds, Qian Guang was also filled with anger, and the magic circle in his hand lit up. Healing spirit. Green elves flew out of the magic circle to treat everyone's wounds. Of course, let's heal your injuries first. Those who hurt our companions will not be forgiven lightly. Qian Guang asked Macau to deal with the wounded, Wakaba to count the magic shells, and it was going to be a hard battle. Kana is looking for traces of Mistogen, but the difference in magic power is too great to find. Mirajan was talking to Laxus and wanted him back, but Laxus still had an arrogant expression on his face. Just let the old man retire early. Boom. Qian Guang exploded the magic crystal ball with a gloomy face, and gently hugged Mira. It's okay, I'm here. Such a person is really our Fairy Tail. Mira was in tears. She didn't expect Laxus to be so heartless and didn't care about Fairy Tail at all. Hey, who doesn't have a rebellious child, but this child is a bit rebellious now. Qian Guang's gaze was a little cold, and he gently let go of Mira. He still had something to do. Where's Urza? Urza is in the shower. Tell her to come to me after washing. Wakaba, get all the ammunition ready, Mira, and I'll leave the logistics to you, Kana. As for Natsu and Gray, protect Lucy, and if something happens to her, you will be responsible for getting her back. Lucy, I won't let you hide. Since you are a member of Fairy Tail, let's fight together. Lucy cried and nodded, looking at everyone around her. She felt unparalleled peace of mind. Qian Guang arranged everyone's division of labor one by one. No one had any objection to Qian Guang's arrangement. In the guild, his words were more convincing than Urza's. Boom boom boom. There was no time for everyone to buffer. The guild began to shake violently, and Urza, who was taking a bath, rushed out wrapped in a bathrobe. The Ghosts Guild directly grew mechanical feet to walk on the water. I can't believe it. They would attack in such a way. Urza was trembling with anger. They really won't let the council pursue it. The rest of the guild also looked at this huge monster in horror. The impact was too strong. I'll take care of that. Qian Guang took the initiative to stand up. The Scarlet Sharingan appeared, and the Wooden Titan appeared again. Although it was a little smaller than the opponent, it was the largest without destroying the town. And that's enough. Qian Guang stood on top of the Wood Titan and looked at the ghost in front of him indifferently. The clothes on his body fluttered with the wind. Fairy Tail, get ready to fight. Jose sat on the main seat of the guild and gritted his teeth looking at the Wooden Titan. He recognized who that person was, but he didn't expect that Fairy Tail still had such a trump card hidden. However, it was all in vain. A gigantic muzzle extends from the specter's window. Magic cluster gun Jupiter, destroy it. Huge magic power gathers at the muzzle, and as a strategic weapon, it is often prepared as a siege weapon. Qian Guang didn't panic. Don't worry. Prepare yourself. Wakaba, hurry up. Stupid. Ow. A huge tortoise appeared between the two, and the Wooden Titan held it up with his hands to prevent the huge impact from making Benben unable to stand. Boom. Jupiter bombarded the stupid tortoise's shell completely, but apart from the huge impact that needed to be withstood, the tortoise's shell was only slightly injured, and it was slowly recovering. Fire again. Quick. Fire again. Jose didn't expect that they still have the existence that can resist Jupiter. He thought it was a lamb, but he didn't expect to show his fangs. President, Jupiter needs 15 minutes to launch again. It's all trash. Jose directly kicked the person who answered, and said to the Fairy Tail people through magic props. Fairy Tail kids, Makarov can't fight anymore, just hand over Lucy. Don't think about it. Lucy is a partner of our guild. Qian Guang has never seen such a shameless person. He thought he was in an advantage when he was stopped, so he said it here with a shy face. Jose, why do you talk so much nonsense? You can hit if you want, just because I don't like ghosts for a day or two. Qian Guang controls the Wooden Titan to attack. This guild with long feet is really ugly. Boom. The Wooden Titan directly smashed the fort with a punch. Let's see how you still fire it. Everyone in the guild saw Qian Guang dealt with the fort directly, and cheered. At least he didn't have to worry about the threat of Jupiter. He was indeed the most reliable man in Fairy Tail. Phantom Soldier. And change form. Jose couldn't bear it anymore, and directly released a large number of ghost soldiers to deal with Fairy Tail, and the guild continued to transform into a magic guide titan. Natsu, who sneaked into the interior and planned to destroy it, got motion sick due to the sudden movement. Fight concentric circles, row concentric circles, winking face. Phi. Everyone in the guild is also constantly resisting the attack of the ghost soldiers, but the ghost soldiers are too difficult to deal with, and they are easily absorbed by the magic power when they touch them. After dissipating, they will gather again. The main force, including Lucy, entered the interior of the magic titan. They all have Qian Guang's space sensor on them, and Qian Guang will bring them back if something goes wrong, but he trusts those people very much. The Wood Titan restricted the magic guide titan to the beach, but the iron lump was still very hard, and he was drawing the magic circle with the damage. Qian Guang's eyes were fixed to stop him, but Jose appeared in front of him. Jose didn't bring his own hat and cape this time, but wore a ponytail and blue casual clothes. Oh, actually, you should thank me. I helped you get rid of Makarov. As long as you hand over Lucy, you will definitely be the president of Fairy Tail according to your reputation. Qian Guang was directly annoyed by this sentence. Ha, what are you kidding? Who wants to be the guild leader except Laxus, and I like the guild because of my friends, now you want me to hand over my friends. Quote. The howling wind blew, and the powerful magic power was like a blade. Qian Guang had already made up his mind. Jose didn't expect Qian Guang to be so ignorant, with such strong magic power, that he summoned 2 huge ghosts with a dark face. In the Magical Titan, a group of Natsu's soldiers are divided into 4 groups to destroy the magical structure of the Titan. If he is really allowed to activate the magic, purgatory shattering, the residents of Magnolia will not be able to escape. They are really crazy. Natsu and Lucy are in a group, and in front of them is the disabled duo, Totomaru and Gajil. Hey, I really didn't expect that I would be on your team, Gajil. Miscellaneous fish, I am enough alone. Both were still wrapped in bandages. Totomaru had a little more, since he had just been beaten. Natsu. Lucy stopped Natsu, who was still rushing forward, and at the same time summoned her maid. Unfortunately, it was too late. Natsu had already rushed up, the collision of fire and iron. Asshole. Hehehehe, the fire dragon is mine. Gajil ignored Totomaru and pushed Natsu straight away. He didn't forget that he was defeated by the fire dragon when he was injured. Virgo. Lucy wants Virgo to help Natsu, but the two are trapped by the blue flame. Although I really want to teach that pink-haired person myself, you are more important, Miss Lucy Heartfilia. Totomaru was holding a samurai sword in front of Lucy, and President Jose had given a death order to take the young lady back. At first, I thought that the eldest lady had run away, but I didn't expect to send it to my door. Blue flame. The blue flames kept approaching Lucy, leaving ice marks on the ground. Blue flame. Lucy saw the blue flame for the first time, but she guessed the effect by looking at the ice marks. She absolutely didn't want to be burned, so she escaped from the scene by relying on Virgo's earth escape. Princess, although I don't want to say it, but today seems to be Sunday. If the princess wants to transfer me, I welcome it, but please don't fight next time. Virgo said with a blank face. She can be said to be the celestial spirit who takes care of Lucy the most, provided that what she said is ignored. How is it possible? And this time it was an accident. Lucy retorted, this pornographic maid. I really panicked and even forgot the time of the contract. Virgo's summoning time is from Monday to Saturday. Phew, just this once, princess. Virgo didn't worry about time, and looked at the enemy in front of him vigilantly. Yeah, thank you Virgo. Please transfer me afterwards, my lord princess. Greater than _ less than don't. Different from the joy on Lucy's side, Natsu and Gajil are punching to the flesh. As Dragon Slayer, both of them are very resistant to beating. It completely turned the battle of the wizards into a fighting game. Boom, click. Gajil knocked Natsu out and grabbed a piece of iron to replenish his strength. His whole skin turned into steel, and Natsu was so weak in sparring that his entire arm was bruised. And Natsu's attack didn't hurt Gajil's face. Fire dragons. Iron dragons. Roar. X2. 2 different dragon breaths collided, directly making a big hole in the magic guide Titan. Totomaru, who was entangled with Virgo, backed away. This is Dragon Slayer, what a monster. The smoke dissipated. Gajil's clothes were a little torn, and Natsu's whole body was covered with wounds from iron blades. The nature of our 2 dragons is shown, fire dragon. Even if you can swallow the enemy with the breath of fire, you can't hurt my body of steel. Gajil is now extremely arrogant with his hands spread out on the spot, completely gone from the embarrassment he was beaten by Qian Guang before. Can't hurt you at all. Stop pretending, brat. As if responding to what Natsu said, the steel on Gajil's face snapped open. Natsu directly tore off the clothes on his body, and the magic circle under his feet lit up. If you don't show your true skills, I will tear you apart. Gajil, the Iron Dragon, we don't need to test it anymore, just use our full strength. Gajil became excited when he heard this. He hadn't met an evenly matched opponent for a long time, and the magic circle under his feet also lit up. It's just what I want. The two looked at each other, as if 2 dragons were roaring at each other. Unlike Natsu's punchy side, Alfman's opponent is disgusting to the extreme. Daddy Saul, a man who can't speak without twisting his body, his cheap appearance makes people want to hit him. Although he wears a monocle and claims to be a gentleman, his behavior does not match at all. He is best at scheming, reading other people's memories, and attacking them with their most painful memories. Listen to me, you still have a younger sister, right? Saul twisted his body and swayed constantly, taking advantage of the time when Alfman was stupefied. When he heard this sentence, he sneaked up on him. Sand dance, rock concerto. Alfman was thrown flying, and Saul was so flexible that he could constantly shuttle across the ground. Non. And the body structure is also particularly disgusting. He is wrapped around Alfman's body like a snake. Go away, you. Non, it's Mr. Saul. Boom. He returned to his normal body and kicked Alfman out. Listen, you once lost control when you were all received, didn't you? I don't know when Saul peeped into Alfman's heart, and directly spoke out the memories he least wanted to be brought up. Alfman lowered his head instantly when he heard this. His eyes were full of self-blame. He stared at Saul fiercely. Don't give me too much trouble. He hopes to scare Saul into shutting up and not revealing his scars. Iron arm. As Alfman was about to punch Saul, he saw a face he'd never forget. The despicable Saul directly transformed into a stone statue of Lizanna, making it impossible for Alfman to do it again. Lizanna, I'm so sorry, you accidentally read a little bit of your memory when you stepped on me just now. Your sister is so cute, but I don't know where she is now. Now that I think about it, it might be in the cold dirt of the church. Every word Saul stepped on Alfman's minefield. Shut up, you, I tell you to shut up. Alfman retracted the changing arm, ready to receive all. Non, that's not okay. You forgot what you did when you received all of them. You still want to hurt your lovely sister again. Saul keeps changing into Lizanna, trying to bring out Alfman's darkest memories. But things didn't go as Saul imagined. Alfman successfully received the soul of the Beastmaster, and a huge figure enveloped Saul. Non like this. This is not good. Saul's head was dripping with cold sweat. He didn't care about the gentleman, and wanted to run away, but was caught by Alfman. What qualifications do you have to peep and play with other people's memories? Alfman did not lose his mind, and threw Saul out directly, and the huge impact directly broke the wall of the magician Titan. Mira in the crowd looked over, and she saw the figure that made her have countless nightmares, Beastmaster. This is all reception, the soul of the Beast King. Alfman. Mira covered her mouth with her hands and shed tears. She saw that Alfman did not lose his mind, and he successfully defeated the Beastmaster. Qian Guang, who was fighting Jose, also heard it, and a gratified smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. After Lizanna left, Qian Guang has been training Alfman. He wants Alfman to constantly overcome himself and overcome fear. What Saul said to Alfman, Qian Guang also used to stimulate Alfman during training, and wake him up when he lost control. It goes back and forth like this. It can be said that Qian Guang has been Alfman's nightmare for a long time, but he is very grateful to Qian Guang. Half a year ago, he was able to control the soul of the Beast King, but he didn't tell everyone, and he didn't tell his sister about Qian Guang's training for him. He is very afraid that his sister will see this figure again, and if possible, he does not want to receive the soul of the Beast King. Alfman roared to the sky. He proved himself in front of everyone. He glanced at Mira with a little fear. He was afraid to see fear in his sister's eyes, but all he saw was comfort. Alfman, that's amazing. ... Heavily clouded. Did it rain just now? Gray climbed out of a cracked window, and the structure inside the robot was so messed up that he got lost. Drip. Yes, Juvia is the rain girl among the four elements. In the rain, a blue figure appeared in front of Gray holding a pink round canopy umbrella. I didn't expect Saul to be defeated, but Juvia won't fail. What a pity. No matter if it's a woman or a child, I won't let anyone hurt my partner. The two looked at each other, and the atmosphere suddenly became tense. Juvia's face turned red, and the deer bumped in her heart. Well, Juvia admits defeat, I wish you a happy mood. She turned around and left. It was love at first sight. How could she be so handsome? How did Juvia do it? Stop. That woman, how can you stop the Titan? Gray didn't intend to let the opponent go, so he chased after him. Alfman had knocked down one of them, so he couldn't fall behind. Juvia wants to capture him. Juvia can't take it anymore. Juvia stopped. She was defeated by her inner desire. The flow is restricted. A giant water ball surrounds Gray, which is the same move that caught Lucy before. The water restraint opened Gray's previous wound a little. While Juvia was still thinking about what to do next, Gray used the ice to break free. What was originally a fierce battlefield has turned into a pink theater in Juvia's eyes. This is the strength of an ice mage. Water and ice, so that's how it is. Juvia has finally found her Prince Charming. She has imagined the happy life after the two of them got married. I have to say that Gray is quite handsome when he is not perverted. It's really despicable to attack me unexpectedly. Gray took off his clothes while talking, ready to enter the fighting mode. Why undress? Juvia isn't ready yet. Although Juvia said so, her whole body has already twisted, her eyes have turned into peach blossom eyes, and she is in a nympho. Shape magic, shoot. Gray didn't want to procrastinate any longer, and was about to make her surrender quickly, but unexpectedly the gunshot went straight through Juvia's body. It's a pity that Juvia is made of water. How is this possible? Gray had never seen such a person before, so he tried magic again in his unbelief. Shaping magic, battle axe. The sharp ice pierced Juvia's body again, and the place that should have been injured turned into flowing water. Oh, hostile sides, what a tragic love. Juvia looked at Gray obsessively, thinking about how to abduct the Prince Charming back. Goodbye, my little love flower. Water break. The magic circle in Juvia's hand lit up, and several water blades brushed Gray's hair and hit the nearby stone pillar. My water blade is compressed at high speed. It will be miserable to underestimate me, oomph. Surrender, hand over Lucy Heartfilia, so Juvia can let the president retreat. Are you kidding? The two guilds have long since had no option to retreat, and Lucy is a partner. Even if I risk my life, I will not hand her over to you. Gray said something cool with a serious face, but all Juvia heard was, gain your life. Rival. Juvia's brain frenziedly warned, this is definitely a rival in love. The expression of the whole person became terrifying, and the umbrella in his hand slipped off. Why do I have to suffer so much? Why did it end like this? Juvia will never let her go. Will never let Lucy go. Gray was stunned, although he didn't know why the person on the other side fell ill, and suddenly didn't let Lucy go, but it shouldn't have anything to do with him. Did he say anything? Hey, the angry Juvia pushed his hands directly, and a stream of water hit Gray. Gray was accidentally hit, boiling water. Why do you have any real resentment towards Lucy? Why is the water still boiling? Gray kept dodging. He didn't want to be scalded, and he wasn't that Natsu guy. Juvia walked slowly towards Gray. Juvia has been living with the rain since he was born, and no one can defeat Juvia in the rain. Modeling magic, ice shield. Gray summoned an ice shield to defend, but was continuously melted by Juvia's hot water. Gray didn't want to get entangled with this woman anymore. He just took the water vapor as smoke, jumped into the window and was going to find a way to stop the robot inside. The Wood Titan is still bombarding the Magic Titan, but because of the lack of Qian Guang's control power has dropped a lot, although the Magic Titan has been shattered a lot. But the magic circle didn't stop. Boom. Gray was stopped by the hot water and rushed back to Juvia. Juvia said, you can't escape. You stinky woman. Gray couldn't take it anymore. He jumped into the hot water and froze directly along the hot water. What? Juvia's astonishment was frozen by Gray before he could say it, but it was just the posture. Gray felt flustered when he felt the size of the mountain. He had never been stimulated like this before. He directly released Juvia from the ice and waved his hands continuously. This doesn't count. Let's fight again. Forget it. Juvia has no way to hurt you. Huh, you mean to admit defeat? Juvia to you. By the way, isn't the rain too heavy? It's so annoying. Juvia didn't say what she said later, it's so annoying rain. It made her heart suffer a critical blow. She remembered that when she was a child, rain would fall every time she appeared, and every time she was bullied and disgusted by other children, she wanted Juvia to leave. She heard that the sunny doll can help the weather to clear up, so she tried her best to make a sunny doll, but it was useless. It was still raining constantly where Juvia was. Every time Juvia went to a place, it rained every time. Because of this, Her ex-boyfriend hated Juvia and broke up with her. Juvia could only hide and watch other people secretly. But they hated the rain just as much, and they hated Juvia just as much. Only Spectre accepts Juvia, even if they just want Juvia's power. The water element filled Juvia's side, and she released huge hot water columns from her hands. Anyway, Juvia is an annoying rain girl. It was the ghost who accepted Juvia. I am the four elements, and I am the ghost's wizard. The enraged Juvia no longer fantasizes about her love, and goes all out to destroy the enemy in front of her. No matter what I say, I can't lose to the ghost wizard. Gray didn't know Juvia's mental process, but he didn't allow himself to lose to someone who hurt his partner. Both were fighting for what they believed in, but Gray's powerful magic was superior, freezing the hot water of Juvia's rage. Iso's spring. While Juvia was unable to freely control his body in the air, Gray's magic circle lit up, and an icicle hit Juvia. What? The icicle was shattered, and Juvia was injured and couldn't continue fighting. As the Earth's gravity keeps falling, it's like rainwater will eventually fall to the ground. Juvia looked at the unchanging dark clouds and rain, and slowly closed her eyes. She was about to fall to the ground and be crushed to pieces. Such an ending is not bad for an annoying rain girl. Farewell, annoying rain girl. Snapped. As Juvia was about to fall, Gray grabbed Juvia's arm. Don't let go, I won't let you fall. Juvia opened his eyes and stared blankly at Gray. At this moment, he saw his Prince Charming again. It is estimated that the future Prince Charming will also look like this. Gray pulled Juvia up. Why save Juvia? I don't know, you should take a good rest. Gray didn't know why he saved her, maybe it was her distressed expression. He stared blankly at the sky. Dark clouds slowly began to become apparent at some point, and bright sunlight shone down. Juvia looked at sunshine in confusion with tears in her eyes. It is bright. Oh, it's finally sunny. Gray smiled. He still likes sunny days. Juvia looked at the blue sky obsessively. Is this the blue sky? I've never seen it before. Juvia didn't know if he had ever seen a sunny day as a baby, but he had never seen one since he could remember. Is it the first time? Oh, it's actually not bad. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. Then, shall we continue fighting? The warm sunlight shone on Gray's face, as if it was an angel who came to save Juvia. Juvia turned into a nympho again and passed out. Hey, what's wrong with you? Why did you faint all of a sudden? The idiot Gray didn't know what was wrong. He remembered the external heart squeeze method that Qian Guang taught him before. Just have to give it a try. Gray folded his hands on Juvia's chest. Gee, Ray. Alfman, who rushed over, felt that his three views were ruined, and that pervert Gray was taking off his clothes and pressing his hands on the girl's chest. Gray. Boom. Unable to accept it, Alfman directly punched Gray in the head, letting his head give Juvia a hard squeeze. You are not a man. You, listen to my explanation. Don't listen, stupid. But before Alfman finished speaking, Qian Guang's voice rang in his ears. Hey, can you hear me? Although Qian Guang was fighting Jose, it was still relatively easy, mainly because this old guy always used flashy tricks. He also sensed other battlefields, and was quite satisfied with Gray and Alfman, but Gray was indeed a pervert. Natsu and Gajil are still spitting out because they just punched the Magician Titan because of the Wood Titan. As for Virgo and Todomaru, I don't know what they are playing. Urza seems to be about to encounter that 4-element one, so it seems that he has to work hard. Magic Titan's energy is all provided by the 4 elements, and now I have defeated 2, give me more strength. I will prepare Croton potion for the last one. Hearing this, Natsu was cured of motion sickness for a moment, but only for that moment. Urza also turned dark and speeded up. She has already solved 2, and she has to find 1. She doesn't think Qian Guang dare not give her Crotons. Only Lucy tilted her head ignorantly. Huh. Ah, beautiful fairy queen, I didn't expect that even you would die at my hands. Urza finally met his own enemy, the leader of the 4 elements, Arya. Usually, because he wants to suppress his powerful magic power, he wears blindfolds. He usually cries for trivial things, but he can take other people's lives mercilessly and indifferently. Skyspace absolutely. A powerful air bullet hits Urza, who misses and disappears in place. Armor of the Sky Wheel. Urza holds swords in both hands, and the armor on his back is also made of sharp swords. The steel wings give people a particularly strong sense of oppression. Urza didn't attack rashly. She was waiting for Arya to show up by herself, and he thought it would be unbearable. As predicted, Arya's figure appeared behind Urza, clasped his hands together, and burst into tears. It's so sad, the fairy queen will end up the same as the fairy president, and finally fall to the ground. The cloth strips on the eyes disappeared at some point, revealing strange eyes. The eyeballs were divided into 4 fan shapes. Airspace destroy. A huge wind erupted from Urza's position, causing her magic power to flow away. Ah. Urza's head was covered with cold sweat. He felt the feeling of the president at that time, but the armor on his body shot out 2 swords and interrupted Arya's magic. Urza turned and slashed at him, knocking him back. Hurrah! Urza adjusted her breathing. Just at that moment she felt that her body could not be controlled. He, awesome, come on, fairy queen. There were 2 wounds on Arya's body that were bleeding continuously, but he didn't care. He felt that he had run into an opponent. The wind swept Arya's whole body. Different from Qian Guang's wind, his wind had an uncomfortable feeling, the wind of death, taking others or something. Dead Space 0. Arya's strongest magic, which can devour all life in a range. Enjoy yourself. I'm going to see if you can hold off my airspace. The airflow kept hitting Urza, and the magic power was constantly being blown away. Urza didn't avoid it. She chose the purest and simplest method, directly facing the wind. What? Dazzling sword. Urza didn't give him a chance to express his emotion. Countless sword lights hit Arya, and in an instant Arya lost the ability to resist and fell down. It's so sad, Arya murmured indifferently. He originally thought that after defeating Makarov, he could replace Holy Cross. He overestimated himself a bit. Your wind is really disgusting. You are far worse than that person, and the president can't be defeated by someone like you. Erase him from your record. Urza gave him a cold look, then turned and left. He probably wasn't the last one, and went to see who else didn't finish. Grey, or Natsu. The roar just now should be Alfman, and he should have finished. Urza heard Alfman's roar before. She was very familiar with this voice, and she helped teach it at that time. The Beastmaster is really strong, and she almost never fought. ... Snapped. Ah. Lucy hardly watched the dire situation as Virgo bound Todomaru with chains and attacked with rocks. Todomaru resisted, but no matter how you look at it, it's not right. Princess, you see that I have found someone with the same interest, do you want to try it? Virgo sent a sincere invitation, but she hoped that the princess would treat herself as an object of investigation. Lucy flying kick. Lucy kicked the bound Todomaru out. What are you doing? Can it still be broadcast? If this continues, there will be no morals. Sure enough, the princess still prefers. Snapped. Virgo was also kicked out by Lucy. You perverted maid, you can't be saved. Sting. The ground began to shake, and the magic titan moved more slowly, and its whole body became unstable, and many of its parts fell off due to constant bombardment. What's up? Lucy, who had just kicked Virgo away, rushed over and hugged her, trembling. It was better to stay next to Celestial Spirit for safety. Natsu on the other side was still throwing up like crazy and being beaten by Gajil, who had no effect once Gajil started vomiting. Boom. The violent shaking seemed to remind Todomaru of something. He changed his previous shaking form, and his whole body was burning with 7 colored flames. I'm really sorry, this game should be over. I didn't expect the 3 of them to be defeated so easily. Sure enough, I am the strongest among the 4 elements. Because of the crack in the wall, Todomaru could clearly see that the magic circle of the Magician Titan had slowed down to almost stop. Then it proves that only oneself is contributing energy to it. But it doesn't matter, as long as it takes Lucy Heartfilia back, everything is worth it. She is the eldest lady of the Heartfilia family, the Heartfilia family that is so rich. Maybe I will be the leader of the 4 elements by then, and those fools from Fairy Tail who beat me up are waiting for me. He still hasn't forgotten the brutal beating when he was caught. He obviously didn't do anything, but he just wanted to freeze them and put them at the gate of their guild. I didn't even intend to hit them, and I had a sense of proportion. They didn't listen to an explanation, and they didn't show mercy at all. The flames of 7 colors shook violently as if they knew the master's anger. Virgo used soil clods to resist the 7-color flames, but it didn't have much effect. The 7-color flames kept burning the soil clods, and the high temperature made Lucy sweat all over behind the soil clods. Hey, Lucy, here we come. Stupid cat, don't scratch my tail. Happy grabbed Benben's tail and hovered over Lucy's head. Benben stretched out his neck to kill the stupid cat, but his neck was too short. Happy, stupid. Lucy was pleasantly surprised. Although it was only the two of them, it was enough. She grabbed Benben with one hand. Hey, what are you doing, sisters? You are not authentic. Lucy didn't care about the struggling Bumble, and threw him towards Totomaru. Go, Bumble, use it to get bigger. You Lucy, you wait for you to go to the bathroom. Benben hated this kind of behavior of throwing him out suddenly, as if he would have no attack power otherwise. Although it seems that there is no such thing, this is not the reason for you to throw me away. Although Benben was cursing, his body was very honest and became huge, and he crushed Totomaru, who was still laughing wildly just now, under him. Woo! Totomaru wanted to say something in the end, but no one could hear him clearly, and the weak one was already in a coma when he saw him again. Yo, stupid is really a man. It just so happened that Alfman, Gray, and Urza all rushed over. Alfman directly raised his thumb in front of Benben, but Benben didn't appreciate it, and instead bit it. You stupid, let go, it hurts. Lucy ignored the two live treasures, looked at Urza in surprise, and threw herself into her arms. Boom, definitely not soft. Natsu was still throwing up, but better than before, much calmer from the beginning. But he has been taken too far by Gajeel, and Lucy doesn't know what's wrong, but I think the trouble has been solved. After all, Lucy is quite reliable. Fire Dragon, are you recovering? Gajeel didn't suffer from vomiting as badly as Natsu, he was only uncomfortable for a moment at the beginning. He also wondered why he vomited at the beginning. He didn't do it before. Is it a side effect of the medicine? In order to restore Gajeel's strength quickly, Jose gave him a drug that can quickly recover from injuries and stimulate potential with great side effects. I didn't expect such a big side effect. Of course he knew that the side effects were serious, but he didn't care about them. He was arrogant and felt that any side effects would be fine under his steel. But motion sickness is wrong. Look at the trash of Hualong. Round 2 has just begun, Gajeel. Natsu wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, which was just beaten, took out a plastic hose from his clothes, drank it in one gulp, and the wound on his body healed slowly. This is an upgraded version developed by Qian Guang. It has a strong effect and can quickly heal the wound with just one tube without any sequelae. The only downside may be that it is expensive and difficult to make. But it's not a disadvantage for prostitutes like Natsu. Anyway, I'm a prostitute, filled circle. Closing parenthesis ? Natsu. Just when Natsu wanted to teach Gajeel a lesson, Lucy and the others arrived. Looking at Gajeel in front of Natsu, Urza and the others didn't hold back, and directly attacked with the strongest. Shaping magic, battle axe. Beast arm, black bull. The dazzling sword. Lucy, go, stupid. Benben looked at her like an idiot. You are addicted, right? Gajeel's whole body turned into steel, and Gray's tomahawk arrived in front of him before he caught Alfman's attack. Although it didn't break the defense, it was directly knocked out. Not to be outdone, Urza's 10,000 swords kept bombarding, knocking Gajeel into the front of Natsu. Natsu. Natsu's originally bewildered look also became excited, and his whole body was entwined with flames. Fire Dragon's iron fist. The final blow hit Gajeel. Click click click. Boom. The steel on his body was finally overwhelmed and cracked directly. Gajeel was also knocked unconscious by the blow, and slammed into the few remaining walls of the magical titan. Yo, Lucy, are you okay? Natsu happily took care of Lucy. It seems that he is well protected. Poof. Lucy also smiled at Natsu's silly appearance. The previous haze was swept away, and they defeated the 4 elements. The movement of the magic guide titan also stopped, and it was destroyed by the wooden titan without a source of magic power. Oh, they did it. Everyone below also noticed the abnormality of the magic guide titan, and they all cheered. That's the next thing, right? Mikao looked at the ghosts flying in the sky and grinned. He couldn't lose to Natsu and the others. Mira worriedly looked at the wooden titan's head, which is the most critical place in the entire battlefield, Qianguang. Jose kept bombarding Qianguang, and the two huge ghosts followed closely, but Qianguang was so flexible, as if he was playing peek-a-boo with Jose. Hey, President Jose, what a shame, just give me the seat of Holy Cross. And you, the magician titan, should be repaired, and they all stopped. Shut up. Jose, who had a few bruises on his face, looked a little crazy. He wanted to smash Qianguang's body into 10,000 pieces. He felt that he had been being played with all the time, and after Qianguang was injured, he directly recovered with healing magic. Sometimes even recover without using magic. And his magic power is a bit too scary. He can feel that his ghost has eaten a lot of magic power, but Qianguang's expression has not changed at all. There was already a little fear in his heart, and Qianguang was slowly stimulating his nerves now. Do you want Makarov to die like this? Seeing that he had no way to win Qianguang, he was going to negotiate a deal with Qianguang. However, his calculations were destined to be wrong. It was fine if he didn't mention Makarov, but Qianguang didn't even want to play games with him anymore. He didn't play with Jose anymore. The wind blade directly smashed the two ghosts, and remained there so that they could not condense. You don't have to worry about this, it's just a little airspace magic. Qianguang had contacted Mistogen before and asked him to help collect the president's magic power, and the president is expected to wake up soon. It's not easy for me to win a Holy Cross who really relies on strength, but a half-baked Jose is still no problem. But Qianguang looked at everyone who was constantly fighting against the ghosts, and he thought of a magic that could annihilate them in one fell swoop, and it was also the most suitable magic. Arrogance. Jose's eyes had turned completely black, and evil, ominous purple-black magic filled his whole body. Boom. Qianguang was not stingy with his magic power either. The pitch-black magic power directly overwhelmed the purple-black magic power. Although it is black, it does not make people feel evil, but only feels their own insignificance. The sky changed due to the collision of magical powers, and the originally clear sky became cloudy again. Jose and Qianguang were blasting each other non-stop with magic, and the airwaves generated directly swept across the nearby sea. Natsu and his group, who were inside the magic titan, were also affected, staring blankly at the top of the wooden titan. Okay, so strong, Qianguang's strength is really formidable. It's really a monster. Boom. Countless magic attacks produced huge smoke. Jose was knocked out of the smoke, and fell heavily on top of the wooden titan. The smoke dissipated, and a blue skeleton frame appeared. Qianguang was protected by the skeleton frame, and his eyes had turned into a kaleidoscope shape. Death Storm. Jose is completely insane. He will never admit that he will lose. It kept bombarding the skeleton shelf, but it was of no use. Instead, it was blown away by the skeleton's big mouth again. So handsome. What is that? I want it too. Natsu stared at the blue skeleton frame with bright eyes. He felt that if it turned red and put it on himself, he would look so handsome. Unlike him, Gray started directly, using ice to condense a skeleton, but it was really just a skeleton. Compared to the two idiots, what Urza likes is that Qianguang's skeleton frame can block Jose's attack. You have become stronger again. Ben was quite happy. He felt as if he was about to break away from the status of a shield. Bolyusika's house. The wind, the earth, tremble for it. The aftermath of the battle has already affected her. That's why I hate humans. Polyusika was losing his temper, and the old man Makarov's magic power suddenly came back just now, and he ran to participate in the battle regardless of his injuries. The angry Polyusika knocked over his favorite apple. An apple rolled down the tree and was picked up by a hand. Mistogen. Polyusika looked at the figure in front of him in surprise. He hadn't seen him for a long time. Can I eat it? Well, let me just say how that old man Makarov's magic power came back so quickly. At first I thought it was that brat Qianguang, but he went to deal with Jose. I didn't expect it to be you. Crack. Although I don't really want to say that it is promoting human wars, you are also Makarov's companion after all, so get out of here quickly. Polyusika doesn't like humans, and doesn't like to interact with humans, even people who are in the same place as her. Swish. A gust of wind blows, and the pile of flags around Mistogen flutters down with the wind. Polyusika stared blankly. It was covered with Ghost's coat of arms. Are you the only one who destroyed the ghost branch? I believe Qian Guang. He will solve everything. He has an agreement with me, and I want to eat another apple. Although Poliuska wanted to give him a big mouth, he gave him a new apple. You people, with great power, only create sorrow, and just using anger to forget the fact that you're sad. Mistogen took a bite of the apple. I want to believe in the divine light. He must embrace everything and guide the divine light of all things. He looked at the apple, and he thought of that pharmacist who was out of tune every day, that Natsu who always looked like an idiot, and Urza who worried about the guild. He believed that they were the light, the divine light. No. What is this? Jose kept attacking, and the magic circle in his hand never stopped, but it only cracked the skeleton. He tried to use the ghost to get in, but the ghost was crushed by the howling wind before it got close. Tread. Qian Guang approached slowly, standing above and looking down at Jose. Now Jose no longer had the control he had before. His eyes were full of unwillingness, disbelief, and trembling. No. Spectre is the strongest in the kingdom. Go to hell, fairy tale. A huge magic circle appeared in his hands, and the purple-black magic power wrapped around Susano, restricting his movements. Susano in the first form has no way to break free from his magical entanglement, but Qian Guang doesn't need it either. Susano disappeared slowly. Qian Guang turned on the divine power and walked out directly. The evil magic power did not cause him any difficulty. Oh, the first guild. Just your cold and ruthless guild. It's just rubbish. Judging by your style, I suspect that you are stinky wives in the dark. Jose Porla, according to Jose. Before Qian Guang finished speaking, he felt a familiar magic power, and a small figure stood firmly in front of Qian Guang. He was here to support Qian Guang, and of course he also felt the impact of the previous magic power. He was afraid that Qian Guang would be wrong, so he rushed over quickly. But when he saw the figure in front of him, he was a little dazed. You tell me that this man in tatters and with crazy eyes is Jose. President, you're awake. Before Makarov could think about it, he felt himself being lifted. Qian Guang directly gave the chairman a high-level compliment. Boy, let me go, you don't know how to respect the old and love the young. The president broke free, and gave Qian Guang a shudder when he returned his hand. It's really not big or small. So, boy, what's going on? Makarov was very surprised. This was completely different from what he thought. What he thought was Qian Guang was struggling and Jose was outputting like crazy. Looking at the smiling Qian Guang Makarov, he felt old for the first time. What's the situation, President? You have to have some confidence in me. Makarov was silent. I have confidence in you, but it's not a matter of confidence anymore. Jose is 40 years old and possesses huge magical powers and is called a genius. You are really worthy of the name of a monster. Makarov, it seems that there are quite a few talented people in your guild. When Jose saw Makarov, he knew that he had lost the war. He couldn't fight a Qian Guang by himself, let alone adding another Makarov. However, don't think about it. The evil magic welled up again, and Jose poured himself a mouthful of the forbidden potion. When Qian Guang's potion was put into use, it caused a lot of waves in the magic world. Although the potion he released was too little, it also stimulated the potion market at the same time. Many people have started to study potions, including some shady guys. Qian Guang recognized the potion in Jose's hand, Hope D. It is said that it is a potion that can bring hope to him, but the after effect is too great. Basically, Jose's magic power of immortality will be reduced by half. Jose, who drank the potion, became even more terrifying. His eyes were full of madness. Die. Makarov. Powerful magic power attacked the president. The president who was about to resist was stopped by Qian Guang. The blue skeleton reappeared and blocked the attack, but the ribs of the skeleton were also cracked. President, you just recovered, let me come. The magic power in Qian Guang's hand is different from his own, and the holy light shines. What? That's... The president looked at the magic in Qian Guang's hand in surprise. He had never taught him this magic, but it was recorded in the library of the guild. It's already so powerful, there's nothing to worry about. Feeling the warm magic power, the president smiled gratifiedly, stepped back slowly, and gave the stage to this young man. Qian Guang didn't see the chairman's small movements. he was looking at Jose intently. Jose Porla, you kidnapped, hurt fairy tale members, started wars, and tried to use magic on innocent people. You will be judged by the goblin. When Jose heard this sentence, his expression changed from astonishment at the beginning, to anger and then to laughter, and the magic power fluctuations in his body became more intense. Ha 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 ha, it's up to you. Who do you think you are? I am Holy Ten, the president of the kingdom's #1 guild, and you are not qualified to judge me. The powerful magic power rushed towards Qian Guang, but was engulfed by the divine light on the way. Qian Guang's hands were clasped together, and the sacred light continued to spread around him, enveloping Fairy Tale. The law of goblins. The sacred light enveloped everything, and the ghosts surrounding everyone dissipated into the light. What kind of light is this? The ghost is disappearing. Only the ghost is disappearing. Are we all right? Everyone was a little surprised, not knowing what was going on, and looked at each other in confusion. It's the law of goblins. One of the few insiders, Urza, stepped forward. This is magic that only S level can touch. She looked at the center of the light and smiled happily. She knew that the war was over. Using divine light to repel darkness will only attack those identified as enemies by the caster. It's legendary magic. It's super magic. Above the wooden titan's head, Jose's whole body turned gray and white, with a dull and fearful expression, as if he had seen some great horror. Goblin law is to destroy opponents on a spiritual level, and I'm afraid Jose never wants to see Fairy Tale again, but he doesn't seem to have the chance either. It's a pity, you're only 40 years old, still so young. Qian Guang sighed hypocritically, then turned around and gave the president a thumbs up in the next instant. Old man, do you think I was handsome just now? By the way, why didn't you take a picture? You should record it. Wait until I give you the camera. Let's start over. After finishing speaking, Qian Guang began to look for the camera in his 4-dimensional pocket. He really felt that he was handsome just now, especially the moment of regret. However, Makarov greeted him with a flying kick. We can win the fight together. Why are you using that thing? You don't know that thing consumes life. Powerful magic has its disadvantages. Of course, the more enemies there are, the more vitality it consumes. It will be even worse if the strength is insufficient and forced to use it, and you will live forever. Opening parenthesis question mark question mark question mark question mark closing parenthesis question mark. For a moment Qian Guang hated himself for being so strong. Hey, don't beat the president, it doesn't consume much. I can live as a thief, I can live then stupid. Of course Qian Guang didn't care about the little life force that was consumed, it was just a drizzle to him. He felt that if he died of old age, maybe he could really compete with Ben. Anyway, he thought he was quite alive. But the president didn't let it go, but beat harder, huh? What's wrong with being young? Can you be free when you are young? Do you know that youth should be cherished more, just like the reason why you should be restrained? You kid is wasting your vitality so much, and you're wasting your own. Woo woo woo. Qian Guang directly covered the president's mouth and wiped the sweat from his brow. It was dangerous, but how did this old man know that he also had a crystal ball to peep? Bah, no, he was slandering. He made a batch of it himself, and drank the most expensive tonic. Yes, that's right, he was slandering. The president didn't bother to talk about him, rolled his eyes and walked away on his own. Just like Qian Guang's virtue, he couldn't wake up every day, guessed what he was doing at night, and it was over. Anyway, he has no morals. It can't be researching medicine, then he is really smart. God finally invented light. If you insist on quarreling with him, it's not purely a disease. He really misunderstood Qian Guang. He was really studying medicine at night, he usually. Qian Guang hurriedly chased after him, and stole the little old man's crystal ball when he turned around. He said that he should also study crystal ball Dafa. Got it. A tall green figure suddenly appeared behind the two of them. It was Arya who opened his eyes. He had been waiting for the opportunity. I won. Arya was very excited. He felt that he was the biggest winner. Boom. Before he was happy for too long, he was directly blown away by the president. He really think he is a vegetarian. Excellent, president. Get out. Qian Guang shrank his head, and praised you is not enough. The president, you are probably not in menopause, so irritable, but you are so late in menopause. That one over there, the war is over, and the guild's grievances have also been settled. If you continue to be obsessed with it, then you will only be eliminated. All of you will be eliminated. Take Jose and get out. The president directly spread the sound with magic, and everyone in the guild heard it. Long live. We won. Won. Everyone in the guild cheered. They won. Mirajan excitedly pulled Alfman's arm, not caring about his previous injury. Alfman breathed in pain and did not dare to make too much noise. Urza also hugged Gray and Natsu next to him, and they protected them. Boom. It's still hard, but their faces are full of joy. Ben and Happy are still talking back. Lucy looked at this familiar scene, covered her mouth with her hands. Won, we really won. Mistogen, who had already started his journey again, seemed to sense something and looked in the direction of the guild. Laxus, who was already in the forest outside the city, also stopped and did not move on. Oh, it's so late, it's too good. Laxus turned around and continued to complete his task. Although he said he didn't care, he set off as soon as he received the news, but it seemed that he was no longer needed. The president walked to the top of the Titan and looked at the crowd. Qian Guang consciously did not appear beside him, but teleported to Myra's position to rescue Alfman. This victory did not rely on the strength of one person alone. It is a family victory. ... So, why is this happening? The president looked at the ruins in front of him with a look of hopelessness. The culprit, Ben, had been transferred to nowhere by Qian Guang. The guild was well protected at first, but after the incident, Qian Guang looked at the dilapidated guild, and according to the character of the guild leader, he guessed that it had been repaired, just like the gate of the guild. Qian Guang doesn't want a guild full of patches, although I'm sorry for the guild building, but Qian Guang still made up his mind, the next one will be better. No degree, no. He directly threatened Ben to destroy the guild, otherwise he would be released into the sea, and he also said that he would be safe. Ben had no choice but to grow bigger and, accidentally, hit the guild, and was teleported to nowhere by Qian Guang. Qian Guang. The old man looked at Qian Guang with a cannibalistic look. A guild at his age would be gone, and he could still live there. Qian Guang looked away guiltily. Ah, I didn't expect to be ruined by that idiot, and he even secretly learned my space magic. President, wait for me and I will definitely catch him back. I catch you. How did you manage to do such a clumsy performance? He directly grabbed Qian Guang and tied him with a rope. Ha 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 ha. XN. Everyone laughed unkindly. Although it was a bit regretful to look at the ruins, they were excited to think about getting a better one. Only Lucy stood not far away with a gloomy face. That, President, she wanted to apologize, knew she'd better leave, but couldn't say it. She wants to stay at Fairy Tale. Huh, Lucy, it seems that you have also suffered a lot. Don't be so sad, Lucy. You said what if you put a huge fish on the guild wall, the kind with wings? Natsu saw Lucy's sadness, patted her on the shoulder and introduced his genius renovation plan. Why are you so sad? This is a hard-won victory for everyone, but as expected, the guild should be filled with ice. The clever Gray spoke. He always felt that the guild was too hot. Urza gave each of them a shudder, and looked at Lucy with gentle eyes. Don't blame yourself, no one blames you. But, it's all because of me. Lucy. The president's voice interrupted what Lucy wanted to say, and she looked at the back of the not tall but full of security. Whether it's a happy thing or a sad thing, although not all, sharing to a certain extent is the guild. One person's happiness is all people's happiness, and one person's tears are all people's tears. There is absolutely no need for you to blame yourself for this incident. You should be able to deeply understand everyone's feelings. Woo woo woo. Lucy covered her face with her hands and wept, not daring to look at everyone. Hold your head up, don't forget that you are a fairy tale wizard. Ah, Lucy couldn't hold on any longer and burst into tears. Everyone laughed seeing Lucy like this, because they knew that Lucy, who was a little silly, was back. Speaking of which, President, don't you think that what you did was a bit too much? Maybe you will be imprisoned. Question mark, closing parenthesis, question mark. Qian Guang reminded from the side. Of course, he definitely didn't want to get revenge on him for tying himself up. The president was stunned, and after thinking about it, it seemed that it was really possible. The second Lucy appeared. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.